Fanatics isn't just our name, it's who we are. Loyal, passionate fans dedicated to our favorite teams and to the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all the leagues, teams, and players you love. We feature a wide selection of gear from every league, including NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, and NCAA merchandise, which allows us to serve fans of football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, and everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to Fanatics.com by using the QR code on your screen right now to celebrate your teams.
And welcome in, everybody, to another episode of Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network. Chad Bryant on vacation. One more day, folks. We get him back on Monday. Oh, my goodness. I'm so excited. We are back here rocking with you. However, I am Eli Moon, and a happy Friday to everybody. Hope everybody's been enjoying their week, getting ready for a weekend. I looked at the forecast. I was talking to Mama Moon earlier today, and I said, oh, my goodness, Mom, it's going to rain. And my mom, for those, obviously I don't share what my mom is getting into from time to time. She's a busy lady. She takes care of her business. But she likes to sunbathe, right? She likes to get that tan on. And when I told her it's about at least a 75% chance of rain most of the next 10 days, she wasn't happy. She wasn't happy. So I pivoted, and we talked more about like the ice cream we had in Columbus the other day. With all that being said, oh my goodness, welcome in everybody. Hope everybody's enjoying themselves. And we have a lot to talk about here tonight. Again, I'm Eli Moon, Chad B on vacation. Evander Johnson behind the board here tonight, and we appreciate him. Can't wait to see what he does here with the Inside Edge Network, and of course helping out tonight, and I cannot wait to see what else he does moving forward. Again, a lot to get into. Before we get into everything, of course, if you haven't been here before, hey, how are you? If you've been here before, welcome back. If you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe at Inside Edge Net on all the socials. Inside Edge Net's where you're going to want to go. YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch. Smash that notification bell so you know when we're going live across all the socials. 4 daily shows for you on Filter with Kyle Cornell, 5 to 6 p.m. on the Inside Edge Network, Monday through Friday. And then the 3-show, one-stream phenomenon. Of course, Inside Edge Primetime, Chad B and myself, 10 to 11, Monday through Friday. The Daily Spiral, with Autumn Chisholm, 11 to 12. That's, of course, Monday through Friday. And then midnight to 1, you have Midnight Run with Anthony Alford, Monday through Friday. One stream for the evening stream. All across, and a lot of great weekly shows as well here on the Inside Edge Network. You read about all those favorite personalities of yours at InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Again, InsideEdgeNetwork.com is where you're going to want to go. Read about those personalities, Chad B, TK Dandridge, Anthony Alford, Double A, of course, Kyle Cornell, Papa Moon. Read about everybody at InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Make sure you, of course, go over to our partners page and read about our fantastic partners. Cannot do it without them. That's Fanatics.com, W Energy, Mosser Moments, SportsMemorabilia.com, Omega Video Marketing, and W Energy. A lot of great stuff here. And, of course, you're going to want to go to the merchandise store, read about the merchandise. You read what's in there, but buy the merchandise. Shirts, hats, mugs, polos, windbreakers, all that. Cleveland's Digital Leader, Rep Cleveland's Digital Leader, your source for sports, entertainment, mental health conversations, news, and everything in between. That's at InsideEdgeNetwork.com. And, of course, download the Inside Edge Network app on Roku. Take us wherever you want to go on Roku, whether it's to your baseball game, to the disco, on vacation, wherever you want to go. Take us at Roku, the Inside Edge Network app on Roku. All right, let's get into it, folks. A lot to get into today. I was talking to the daily group chat earlier, of course, all of us in there, and we were having a discussion about the WNBA. And it seems like that's been a discussion a lot recently. Now, of course, you have Caitlin Clark, Paige Beckers, Angel Reese, Asia Wilson, so many talented players. And I have a ton of respect for what these ladies do. They are incredible. They are, a lot of them, role models for the next generation of women and even men, too, that can learn a thing or two about how to handle yourself. But we weren't necessarily talking about that. Again, all respect and love. I think the WNBA has a way to grow. But things like we were talking about in the daily group chat, that's not necessarily what you want to see if you're a league that has had better viewership, strong viewership, record viewership over the last year or so. And over the last 2-3 years, really, since Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, that draft class came into the league. We're talking about betting, folks. Sports betting. Now, we've seen this with Calvin Ridley. We've seen this, obviously, with the NFL and him being suspended for an entire year. We've seen this in the NCAA most recently with Brendan Sorsby in the debacle in Texas Tech, and the Big 12 saying nope, and the NFL saying nope, and now Brendan Sorsby kind of waiting out there, going to have to do some training and see if he's ready for this 2027 NFL draft class. We've also seen in the NBA, Damon Jones, former Cavalier, Terry Rozier, Chauncey Billups, all in trouble in an NBA investigation for gambling as well. You've seen these punishments with the NFL, again, suspending Ridley a year, really taking away one of his prime years. He was coming off one of his best years in Atlanta and looking to have a superstar rise. And still a great receiver, very good receiver. That affected him. They were punished. The NFL punished him. He was punished. The NBA, I mean, those guys are in trouble with the FBI. I think that's enough said. If you're in trouble with the FBI, man, I got bigger problems than everybody else here, right? And then, of course, you have the NCAA. We talked about Sorsby. He's out in the open without being able to play for Texas Tech. You know, he went transfer portal over from Cincinnati to Texas Tech, but he gets in all this trouble, the gambling situation, sports betting. So the NCAA said, the NFL said, and now he's going to have to figure it out in 2027. He was punished. So it baffles me that we were having a discussion, and again, this has nothing to do with in terms of the talent and the respect I have for these women. I think they can absolutely make a wave, and they are starting to with viewership and everything else. But you get into these moments, and we've spent it with the WNBA talking about it, from the off the court, it feels like at times we are spending so much time talking about off the court with the WNBA, whether it's Caitlin Clark getting into an altercation on the court or yelling at the referee or yelling at her coach, or Angel Reese, is she focused on basketball or what exactly is she focused on? Other players, we're talking about the off-court stuff. Paige Beckers and Azzi Fudd. We're talking about, was Fudd the number one draft pick because, she's dating Paige Beckers and now they're on the same team. It just seems like every time we talk about the WNBA, it leads with the drama. Now, hey, let me take a step back for a moment. I love drama from time to time. Obviously, we talk Love Island and we have our fun, and my dating life is about as drama-filled at times as you can think of. I don't know why. It's just welcome to 2026 and dating, folks. But we have to understand, this is a sports league. The play on the field, the play on the court, the play on the rink, the ice rink, whatever, the diamond, whatever you want, whatever, the pitch for soccer, whatever. That's what's most important. Yes, the entertainment, the drama, it's there. We like that, right? We rave about the NBA offseason and all the drama and the twists and turns. That's awesome, and we love that in all sports. And I do appreciate that in the WNBA. I love the storylines of, is Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese going to be the next rivalry? Are they going to get into it? They don't really like each other. What's going on with other things in the league? But it feels like it goes above. Here's drama in the WNBA. Here's play. We've had some spectacular performances out of these ladies. Caitlin Clark, 45 points. A double-double, if not a triple-double, for the Indiana Fever. Angel Reese had some double-double games that have been incredible. She's reaching rebounding goals and in marks that are faster than anybody else really in WNBA history for the most part. Paige Beckers, a bright young star. Asia Wilson. Obviously, you have the connection to Bam Adebayo that's helped get her into more national light because an NBA and WNBA star dating each other, right? I mean, you have that power couple. But also, she's incredible. The Las Vegas Aces are incredible. These ladies are awesome. And I'd love to hear more about the play on the court. And, of course, we were talking in the daily group chat, and the play is good. Fundamentally sound, a lot to like, interesting, a different dynamic than how the NBA, kind of does things, right? But you don't really hear about that. We don't hear about the 45-point game over Caitlin Clark, because if something happens off the court or somebody's getting in an altercation on the court somewhere else in, say, Seattle, that's what we're hearing. That over this. And that can't happen. We have a ton of entertainment options. We have Love Island, of course. We're all big Love Island. I know Vander's behind the scenes, and if he's not hip yet, Autumn will get him hip to Love Island. We will get him up to speed. But we have Love Island, and we have all these reality shows. Papa Moon loves the challenge, and he loves his cooking shows and all that. There is entertainment. That's what that's based for, entertainment. They aren't picking up a basketball and playing in the middle of the cooking show. You're not seeing Guy Fieri say, that was an amazing dish. Now here, one-on-one, right now. You're not seeing that. That's entertainment. It's literally what it's based for. Pro wrestling's another thing. Double A and I were discussing a little bit, in that group chat about, the wrestling, the WWE. And, some people lean towards the storylines as opposed to the actual wrestling. I think for me, it's a little bit of both. I like to see, obviously, talented wrestlers and in a match I can sit there and enjoy for 15 minutes and actually be locked in. But I love the storylines. Don't get me wrong, Danhausen and Joe Hendry doing their concert the other day absolutely cracked me up. I think we could have did without Ryan Garcia, but that's for another day and another discussion. But I like that stuff. But we have to remember, guys and girls, this is sports. And that's what should be at the forefront. The play on the court, the field, the pitch, the rink, whatever. And the WNBA, I feel like right now, in my opinion, and I know others on the network may disagree, I feel like they have a marketing problem. They have a significant marketing problem. Because why aren't these spectacular performances, these championship-winning moments, being pushed to every social media presence you have? Instead, we're getting aggregated stuff on social media about, well, did you see Caitlin Clark got choked out on the court tonight? Or did you see this happen? Or did you see that happen? Or whatever. I enjoy it to a degree, and I know some fans as well enjoy it. But then you have fans that are simply there for the sports. And you have to remember that there are people that are tuning in that don't really care about what's going on with Paige Beckers and Ozzie Fudd off the court. They don't care if so-and-so's getting a sponsorship deal or whatever. They don't care about that. They want to be locked in on sports. Now, again, you have to play that balance because you have to have the drama because that's what people, look, we're in America in 2026. People want the drama. We got it. You can't just say, this is X's and O's and X's and O's only because then you lose part of your audience. But you have to learn to appease both. And remember the primary thing. You're not there for a reality show. If so, I'll turn on Love Island or something else. I'm there to watch a talented basketball game with a bunch of talented women that are damn way better than me at basketball. That's what I want to see. Of course, we can hear about the drama, and as the offseason picks up, that's where you can have that drama. Oh, Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark don't like each other, whatever. Or, Paige Beckers, Ozzie, whatever. You can have all that then. When the court isn't being taken up by action-filled basketball, by the most talented women in the league, or in the world, to be honest with you. That's where that happens, and I feel like the WNBA is having a problem marketing the actual on-play. We talk about that all the time with baseball. Let's be real. We talk about that with Major League Baseball, about how their marketing sucks. You don't see any of the plays. You don't see anything. You don't know when things are going on. It's hard to remember the stars of tomorrow unless you've been locked in as a baseball fan. It's just the truth. And I don't want the WNBA to fall under that trap because, again, they're hitting record viewership. Their All-Star game had more viewers than the NBA All-Star game. Let that sink in for a moment. I'm gonna stop for a second. Let that sink in. Did that sink in that this WNBA is actually getting to a point where a league that has been around for 30 years is now starting to click and is starting to get to the forefront? And I just fear, as somebody that wants to see this league succeed, see these ladies get paid more, which comes with more eyes on the product, I want to see them get to higher heights. And I fear that if we start prioritizing the wrong things and make it more reality show based, that the league will grow stagnant. Which leads me to the discussion we have here today. You see at the bottom, sports betting, because that's what we were talking about in the daily group chat. For those that don't know, Angel Reese and Paige Beckers, two of the stars of the WNBA. Of course, Angel Reese out of LSU, Paige Beckers out of UConn. They both are national champions in their own right. But this is where I have a problem. And I'm grabbing this is from ESPN. I have it earlier today. Just pulling it back up here for reference, everybody. Paige Beckers and Angel Reese were found on video, posted by the WNBA on their socials, about making a bet, a friendly bet, as they put it, of $400 on their game they had this week. Of course, the WNBA All-Star game happened earlier on. But there's Beckers and Reese on video agreeing to do a $400 bet between the two teams. Now, I know what you're going to say. Eli, it's $400, man. Chill out. Listen, if you have $400 like that to give me, we could talk after. But $400 nonetheless is a monetary value, and that is a problem with the CBA. The collective bargaining agreement says you cannot have any monetary transfer or bets or whatever you want to put it. Between players, between a player, however it goes. And this involves two players and two of the biggest stars in the league. And that's what I'm getting at, is you can't have that. You can't have that. There's got to be some understanding that, hey, we are the generation that's going to grow this league for the next ladies that come in here 15, 20 years from now. We're going to do the hard work so we can get paid more salary-wise, which they do deserve. But obviously money talks, the viewership talks, and that's how they're going to get that money. They deserve it. I want to see them get there. They're going to be able to get more eyes on the product. They're going to be able to create a different lane for the next generation. But things like this, have the WNBA, they take 5 steps forward. Stars are there. The All-Star game did well. Everything's looking great. The 30th year anniversary. And then this happens. Angel Reese and Paige Beckers caught it red-handed doing a $400 bet. Not a substantial amount of money, but still money being exchanged between two stars of their respective teams. If you're wondering, Paige Beckers, obviously, like I mentioned, from UConn. Right now, she's on the Dallas Wings with Ozzie Fudd, the number 1 draft pick of this past year. And then Angel Reese is on the Atlanta Dream, moved from the Chicago Sky, now on the Atlanta Dream. This is what happened. The WNBA is acknowledged because they posted it on their socials. Again, the marketing. We talked about it. The marketing, the social media posted this. A friendly thing. And people absolutely went to town on them. Everybody you could think of. It doesn't matter if they watched the WNBA, if they watched it forever, watch it every now and then, they have went in on this. That this breaks the CBA. And this breaks integrity of sports. There's a difference. Again, sports can be entertaining, but it's not entertainment, if that makes sense. They can be entertaining and have the drama, but they're not entertainment. There's integrity to uphold for the fans. You, I, Evander, below the thing, everybody watching to know that this is an integrity-filled game. And if I am watching, I know there's no funny business going on. Now, of course, both ladies and their teams played hard, we'd imagine, and it was a competitive game, and no funny business happened. But now in the back of our minds, all this information comes out. It's like, well, like what exactly happened? And let's be real, for the people that can bet that aren't athletes, you know, your sports fan out there that likes putting in the dollar bet on FanDuel or sometimes putting in a $250 bet on FanDuel. Now they're left questioning the integrity of the game. And in a world where we've already seen FanDuel roll out the sports networks and everything being involved with betting, we're starting to enter such an oversaturation of sports betting that it's hitting our athletes and making us wonder, how true to these games, like how real are these games? Or is this turning into pro wrestling where we know there's a result already? Sorry, spoiler alert if somebody's out there and about to be pissed. But we know that there's already a result planned. We don't want basketball and football and baseball and hockey to turn into that. And I fear we're starting to get there. And this isn't just a WNBA problem. Let me be very clear. This is a sports problem. I mentioned the NFL, the NBA, the not the MLB. The MLB, oh my goodness, Emmanuel Clase. I try to forget about that guy sometimes. Emmanuel Clase, Guardians former closer. So MLB, NBA, NFL, NCAA. And now, WNBA. I got 5 on it. That's 5 different times in sports that we've seen these. Now, this isn't as big as an FBI scandal, things like that. And the WNBA has removed the video, clearly feeling like, ooh, we probably shouldn't have done that. And Angel Reese kind of put hot water on this by saying, yeah, I'm going to ask for my Apple Pay. She could Apple Pay that to me right now, the $400. Here's what the WNBA had to say about this. While the social media, and this is per ESPN, and the article written by Alexa Filippo, While the social media post was intended to be lighthearted, WNBA players are well aware of the league's policies prohibiting betting on WNBA games and receive training every year, reinforcing those policies. A WNBA spokesperson said in a statement, "We recognize that the post missed the mark, removed it shortly after it was published, and addressed the matter internally. We will also use this as an opportunity to reemphasize with the players involved that conversations about wagering on WNBA games, even when intended as a joke, can have negative consequences." Beckers and Reese have not commented on the matter per this article as of right now. But again, according to Article 14, Section 5C of the document of the collective bargaining agreement, any player found by the commissioner after a hearing to have been guilty of wagering directly or indirectly, or of offering or attempting to wager money or anything of value on the outcome, score, or any other aspect of any WNBA competition shall, in the sole discretion of the commissioner, that's Kathy Engelbert, and be subject to a fine, suspension, and or dismissal and disqualification from any further association with the WNBA. Guys, girls, this is bigger than the WNBA is making it. And Kathy Engelbert, we've had discussions. She no-showed Dan Patrick while she was golfing. She's had other statements that have been questionable to the players of her league to begin with. And then, of course, all of us as well. And the fact that they've decided to not discipline either one of them. I'm not saying kick them out of the league. I'm not saying suspend them the rest of the year. But you have to set a precedent so this doesn't continue to spiral out of control. What's next? A playoff game where $800 is wagered on the line, and then pretty soon we're wagering $5,000. I mean, do you see where I'm going with this? Do you see where I'm heading here? I know I may sound crazy to some of you. I'm just trying to protect the integrity of the game. Right here from my seat in Cleveland, Ohio, Cleveland's digital leader. I'm trying to protect the integrity of the game. They have to set some precedent. Suspend them a game or two. Look, you can't do that. You both are stars of this league. You know better. You know better. Come on. I know the salaries aren't the NBA salaries. They are still making a decent living playing basketball. And the way you get to a better living and more salary is by not doing this. And by not leading the drama. Let's bring all that here over. Boop, I dropped it. All the drama of the WNBA. It can be there. It adds to the game, but don't let it become the forefront. Remember earlier, we're talking drama, play. Don't let it become the forefront, because when it becomes a forefront, you're going to have casual fans check out. And the fans you have, you run the risk of it growing stagnant and stale. That's something that I'm concerned about. Again, somebody who advocates for the WNBA, when we talk about the WNBA, have all the love and respect for women, first off, and ladies as a whole. I have a mother, I have a sister, I have a niece. I want to see where ladies can walk in and make just as much as men, if not more, in their leagues. They deserve it. And they're in an opportunity right now. They're in a place, 30th year, record viewership, tons of stars in the league where they can do that. But I'm scared that every time they take 10 steps forward, they take 20 back. That's my fear. Is when is it going to be, hey, let's tighten up. Can't have that first off the betting. That's completely no. But when are we going to tighten up and focus on the play? And this falls on everybody. It falls on the players to make sure they're drawing more eyes for the play. It falls on Kathy Engelbert, the WNBA commissioner, to make sure her league is rising to the top and continuing to go up. Here's our stock. I'm like Pictionary today. Here's our stock. We're going up. Kathy Engelbert, that's on you. And it's on the marketing. Everybody that gets hired into social media and everything for the WNBA, that's on them as well. To make sure we're highlighting the play. Sure, I'm not saying go away from those one-on-one moments and asking about what their favorite things are and stuff. That's fun. That is the stuff we need to see, to get to know that connection that we miss in baseball all the time. Keep that going. Keep drama. I'm here for the drama. Highlight the play. There's so many talented ladies that play WNBA basketball. The league's just got to get out of its own way. It's having a lot of success, but when you start rising to the top, things get harder. The more mistakes you make, or even if you make one or two mistakes, they are magnified. And they're trying to break through to the next level of viewership, of interest of this league. And I just hope they can kind of get it together in terms of the marketing, promote, market better, and that the players understand the opportunity in front of them. I'm rooting for them. I really want to see the WNBA by year 50 being yeah, dude, I'd rather watch the WNBA finals than a random, game in baseball in April or May. We're going to get to that point if they just keep taking the right steps. And I'm rooting for them. I'm rooting for them. I know there's some out there that are man, whatever, the WNBA and it's, get a life, dog. Seriously, get a life. because these women would walk you around the court, dog walk you, and then shake your hand after. I mean, let's be real. So I want to see the WNBA succeed. I'm rooting for them. They just got to understand what's important right now. That's what I got for you. But definitely can't be sports betting. I don't care if it's $100, $400, $10,000. Can't have it. Cannot have it. Especially as the stars of the league. You cannot have that. All right, that's all I got. That's all I got on that stuff. Oh, my goodness. I got a little hot there. We're going to talk WNBA later on here at the Daily Spiral at the top of the hour. Autumn Chisholm is going to be a lot of fun. Me and Autumn go at it from time to time, but that is my friend, and I cannot wait to get after it with her at the 11 o'clock hour. Of course, 2 more hours with you, but we're not done yet. We're going to take a quick break here on Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network. When we come back, we're going to get after it. We are going to get after it. Got a lot to get into when it comes to, of course, we talked WNBA, but let's be real here, folks. We have a baseball team here as well that is getting in their own way. And I guess this is the theme and you see it there. Evander, we're going to pull that down for just a moment, but we're going to talk about that after the break. But you see it. You see the question. The Guardians, they haven't done anything. I said they were going to be the biggest buyers at the deadline, and they're not. They're not so far. August 3rd is coming up very quickly. If the Guardians don't make a move, you saw that question there briefly. If the Guardians don't make a move at the trade deadline, what is their October going to look like? Is it playoffs? Is it World Series? Or are we just watching other teams play October baseball? But again, Chad B on vacation. I'm Eli Moon. This is Inside Edge Primetime. And Vander Johnson running the 1s and 2s and doing a great job so far. Take a quick pause here on Inside Edge Primetime on the Inside Edge Network. When we come back, we're talking Guardians. Can't wait.
Key On Sports is the leader in Ohio high school athletic coverage in written, print, and video streaming. From the latest news and results and written content to the high school football game of the week every Friday, Key On Sports has you covered. The vision of 15-time published author Vince McKee has become the most trusted site in Ohio high school athletic news. From podcasts to player profiles, Key On Sports is your one-stop for all of it. Visit them today at keyonsports.com or on YouTube at Key On Sports. Check out their socials on Twitter and Facebook as well.
Clean energy, bold flavors, and no jitters. See why people won't shut up about Dubby. Clean energy, no jitters or crash. Whether you're starting your workday or getting ready to exercise, Dubby Energy helps you lock in and focus. With over 15 flavors to choose from, you can't miss. Order Dubby Energy right now by using the QR code on your screen and use the promo code InsideEdge10 to receive 10% off your order. Dubby Energy, your energy-focused sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Discover our collection of body mists made with clean, minimal ingredients. Handcrafted with natural essential oils and clean ingredients, they offer a natural alternative to synthetic fragrances. Perfect for sensitive skin and those seeking clean, mindful self-care, and the perfect gift for you or your special someone. Courtesy of Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers, use that promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Whether searching for a baseball autographed by your favorite World Series slugger, a signed football by an iconic Hall of Famer, or the jersey of a world-famous soccer star, you've come to the right place. Here at SportsMemorabilia.com, the web's leading source of authentic sports memorabilia, you'll find more than 500,000 authentic products from nearly every professional sports league, team, and players. Not only will you find your next prized sports possession with ease thanks to superb customer service and tremendous site experience, you'll have the satisfaction and peace of mind that every product listed comes complete with a certificate of authenticity and is fully backed by the SportsMemorabilia.com lifetime authenticity guarantee. Go to SportsMemorabilia.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. SportsMemorabilia.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Find us on InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the latest information on your favorite shows, personalities, and network partners. Plus, guess what? We have a merch shop. That's right, we have network polos, t-shirts, champion jackets, hats, and bottles. Rep the network. Every purchase supports independent sports and entertainment media. Use the QR code on your screen right now to check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's InsideEdgeNetwork.com.
And welcome back to Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network. A little quick there. All right. Ooh, you got me, Evander. You got me a little bit, buddy. It's all good. Hey, you know what? We're all learning on the fly. You know what? I'll tell you. I'll share a quick story here. Welcome back to Inside Edge Primetime. I'm Eli Moon here on the Inside Edge Network. Evander, again, our guy, he was with us on Moonbash, our new intern here on the Inside Edge Network. Did a great job Saturday. I want to give him his props. First time running here, producing with me. So we got one training wheel off. Okay, we're triking it right now. We're triking it. But, you know, we'll have the tricycle. We'll convert it to a bicycle, but he's doing a great job. I want to give him his praise. I'll tell you this. You know, we're all learning in different facets. I learned earlier, you know, how to cook a little bit. I'm trying to learn how to cook. I'll probably say that a little bit more. House didn't burn down, so we're doing all right. But, yes, we're back here, Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network. I'm Eli Moon, Chad B on vacation, Evander Johnson behind the board, running the ones and twos. And right before we get into Guardians, we're going to talk about them in just a second. Let's get after it. Make sure you know where to go. If you haven't been here before, hello. If you've been here before, welcome back. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow at Inside Edge Net on all the socials. Inside Edge Net across YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch. Smash that notification bell so you know when we're going live. 4 daily shows. A lot of great programming for you all across. Saturday, tomorrow at 5 p.m., Papa Moon. Real Talk with Papa Moon. A lot of great stuff there. Illegal Formation with Chad Bryan and TK Dandridge. Mondays at 7 p.m., The Voice of Land with Ryan Mosser and Kevin Arnold, 7 p.m. 6:05 p.m. to about 7:05 p.m. A great show there with the guys. And a lot of great weekly programming for you as well. Of course, this Sunday we'll have the main event, Robert Zicki, Anthony Alford, AA, and myself, Eli Moon, with you. Make sure you lock in at Inside Edge Net and read about all those people I just mentioned, all the great people I get to work with. And now Evander as well, and we'll start working, obviously, get him rocking and rolling too. You can read about Evander, and eventually we'll bring him on screen and have him to share about himself some more. You heard about him Saturday, but we'll have him talk more about himself and familiarize himself with the network. But you can read about all those personalities at InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Again, InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Of course, you can download the Inside Edge Network app on Roku. Take us wherever you want to go, whether it's baseball, disco, out of state, wherever. But InsideEdgeNetwork.com, of course, is also where you can read about all of your favorite personalities. You can go and check out our partners page. You can do without them. Fanatics.com, AlleyRoseFragrances.com, Monster Moments, SportsMemorabilia.com, W Energy and Omega Video Marketing. Couldn't do without them. Couldn't do without you at home. Go grab a shirt, a hat, a mug, a polo, a windbreaker, anything you need. Rep Cleveland's digital leader at the merchandise store, your source for sports, entertainment, mental health conversations, news, and everything in between. InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Great place. Great place. I'll tell you. I spent a lot of time on InsideEdgeNetwork.com. You should too. All right, let's get after it. Let's get after it, Evander. We got no time to waste, buddy. So, the Guardians, yes, thank you. If they don't make a move, what's their October going to look like? Oh, no. Oh, no. I folks, AA showed me the Red Baron pizza yesterday during this or that, the 50-something topping pizza and carrots and onions and jalapenos. Evander, you just give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. Do you like onions on your pizza? Okay, cool. He's rocking with me. Do you like carrots on your pizza? Do you like, I'm communicating, Evander said no to all this. Evander, do you like ham on your pizza? See, Evander's out too, man. Evander's out too, dude. And like a Red Baron pizza with 50 toppings, you're doing so good. I talked about it last night. You're doing so good. 50 years, a strong legacy, and then the company went senile, it appears, and now they just don't know what they're doing. Oh my goodness. This is what the Guardians right now feel like to me. A Red Baron pizza with 50 toppings. Because sometimes you get great pitching, great hitting, and you're like, yay, we did it. Sometimes you get good pitching and bad offense, and you're like, ugh. And then it's vice versa. I don't know what to think. One thing I know for certain, though, is the Guardians are jockeying with the Chicago White Sox. They're 2 games back at 56 and 54 of the Chicago White Sox for the AL Central. You'll be like, well, okay, Eli, they could do it. They were 15 and a half games back last year, and they got, over Detroit. Folks, the reason we talked about it so much is because that doesn't happen. That's not a thing that usually happens. 2 games back isn't 15. I understand that too. But the White Sox, Chad B, and he'll be back here, and I will have some questions for him on Monday about the Chicago White Sox because we thought they wouldn't be here in August. And I'm checking my watch. I'm to make sure I'm right. It's August tomorrow. And the Chicago White Sox are still in first in the AL Central. That worries me. Now, again, the Guardians just need to go on a hot streak, and they can get there and claim the AL Central. But the AL Central is so important when it comes to this season. Yes, you want to win your division every year. It locks you into a playoff spot. And the Guardians obviously would like to have one of those top seeds. Whether it is, home field advantage in the wild card or getting an ALDS, going right there and skipping the wild card. There's opportunities there. But the AL Central is so important this year because, okay, you look at the White Sox, 57-51, Guardians 56-54, 2 games back. Keep in mind the Twins, 55 and 55, 3 games back. That's dangerous too. That's a little scary. And then, of course, you go to the American League West. You have the Rangers 55 and 54, the Astros 55 and 55, the Mariners 53 and 57, a little bit off track. But you have 3 teams right there. And then, of course, you go the American League East. You got the Rays 64 and 44. They're probably going to win that division. Yankees 62 and 48. The Red Sox 57-51. They went on a heater, 15 or 16, I believe, games in a row they won, and now they're back in the mix. What I'm getting at, folks, is you only get 5 teams in the playoffs, right? 5 teams. You got 3 division winners, and you got your 2 wild cards. Just fact checking. It's been a long week. 5 teams in the playoffs. And I just named, and let me just make sure we rattle them off together. Rays, Yankees, Red Sox, White Sox, Guardians. Now we got 2 hands. Rangers, Astros, Mariners. That's 8 teams. 3 teams aren't making it. And I don't want to find the Guardians on the outside looking in. We've enjoyed October baseball most of the 2010s, like the real back half of 2010s and the 2020s. It's been a rarity that the Guardians aren't at least competing for a World Series. Now, are they, stacked enough to play against the Yankees and these other teams? That's a different discussion, but at least they're there. That's one constant we have in Cleveland. A few things we have in Cleveland. It's going to snow like hell in December. The Browns may disappoint us, and the Guardians are going to be in the playoffs. Those are constants. Those are constants. And it may not be a reality come October. Because while the Guardians have kind of rested on their laurels right now, they've been bringing up prospects, and some have prospered, and some have since gone back down to AAA. Khalil Watson sent back down, of course, with Jose Ramirez and Angel Martinez. These guys returning, Chase DeLauder coming back from injuries. And then you see, I mentioned Watson, you have Cooper Ingle as well. Had some struggles in the outfield. They're trying to convert him from catcher to outfield. We'll see how that goes. He's back down. You've had some promising guys. I mentioned DeLauder. You also have, of course, Travis Bazzana, all-star, second baseman, number 1 overall pick a few years ago. There's promising things there. But we need more. And Jose Ramirez needs more. This is a guy that is signed with Cleveland multiple times and taking a hometown discount. He's not taking the Guardians for everything they have. He just wants to go win. He's been there once to the World Series, 2016. The team looked completely different. In fact, I'm sure there's nobody left from that team except for Jose Ramirez. It's been 10 years. We just talked about the Cavaliers about 10 years and could they get back to the finals? Well, we're at that now with the Guardians in this season. And the prospects and the hope that these guys, these rookies can come up and just absolutely boom for you, do their thing. Yeah, it's nice and there has been production, but we need more. We need more. August 3rd is a few days away. Again, Saturday, August 1st, that means August 3rd, Monday. We'll be sitting here on Monday. The deadline ends usually mid-afternoon, I want to say about 4 o'clock. So by prime time on Monday, we'll know if the Guardians made a move or not. And if they don't, I hate to say it, folks. Oh, I hate to say it. And I hope I'm wrong. If they don't make a move at the deadline, you see my hair is already freaking out. It's like, don't say it, don't say it. I'm going to say it. The Guardians will miss the playoffs if they don't make a move at the deadline. If they don't make a substantial move at the deadline to bring in more offense and maybe a bullpen arm, but I'm more so focused about the offense because we're counting on a lot of rookies. We need a proven bat, a guy that's been there before, or at least is producing at a strong level year in and year out. If you don't bring in a strong seasoned bat, forget about October. The White Sox will win the AL Central. You'll see 2, if not 3 teams get in from the AL East, and then you'll see the AL West winner get in. Or you'll see 2 AL East, 2 AL West, and the AL Central winner, the White Sox. That's what our reality looks like if the Guardians stay where they're at, if they rest on their laurels. And that's been the Dolan's way, kind of small ball in it, paying, whatever they have to, but they don't want to pay more than that. And at times they haven't. That's why we've seen guys go to different cities, Francisco Lindor. I mean, my goodness. I mean, I'm still not over that. I know he's not doing great in New York, but I'm still not over that. Still not over that. I really am not. And I know he wasn't happy on the way out. I wouldn't be happy either if the guys that I've busted my ass for almost a decade aren't going to pay me. I'd be frustrated too. This is what the Dolans have done. And of course, you have the David Blitzer. He's a minority owner right now. He can become the full owner, the majority owner after this lockout, right? Because we're expecting a lockout. So there's a real reality that Jose Ramirez misses the playoffs, has a lockout, and now we're looking at the last couple of years of his career. And that's not fair to him. It's not fair to Clevelanders. It's not fair to everybody busting their behind on that Guardians roster right now. They need help. The Dolans need to hear that. They got to help them. Because other teams are going to be aggressive. Don't think for a moment that the Rangers aren't going to be aggressive. That the Astros, who were once at one point sellers, Yordan Alvarez has changed that. Those guys have changed that. Don't think that they're not going to be aggressive. The Mariners, we'll see what they do. They may be aggressive. Yankees, Rays, Red Sox, who were once at one point a seller, they're going to be aggressive. And don't forget about the White Sox. They're going to find a way to secure this division so that they don't have to worry about the Guardians. There's a reality. Again, the Twins are a game back. That the Guardians may even finish third in the Central. I'm not trying to play doomsday. Okay, don't go hide in the bunkers. We're not there yet. But there's a reality. This team misses the playoffs if they just rest on their laurels because of how the AL has come on as a whole strongly over the last month or so. You got to get a bat. I don't know who. Got to get a bat. I'd like to see a bullpen arm too, but you got to get a bat. Because if the Guardians don't make a move, I'll answer the question. What's their October going to look like? Well, you know what? I got a nice sectional here at the house, Papa Moon and I. We can invite some of the guys over, and they can come sit on the couch and watch October baseball with Papa Moon and I. That's what October looks like if they stay absolutely silent at the deadline. And I hope that's not the case. I hope Monday on Primetime I am absolutely eating my words. I hope I am like, Chad B., welcome back from vacation. I got to get a few things off my chest. I am so sorry to the Dolans for, at least right now, and thank you for making a move. But if they don't, it might get a little hot on Primetime on Monday. Just a fair warning. Just a fair warning. Oh, my goodness. They better make a move. They better. And that's just really what it is. If you're listening out here, Mr. Dolan, make a move. Chris Antonetti, company, make a move. The last time you were aggressive was the last time you made the World Series. Let that correlate for a moment. You have done a great job with the farm system, with the guys you've brought in. Make a move. Andrew Miller, you went out and got him. You went to go get Jonathan Lucroy. He played some punk games, and that's why he is where he was, and we don't talk about him very much anymore. But you got Andrew Miller. You brought in Brandon Guy. You were aggressive. You made these moves, and you made the World Series. This Guardians team is hanging around. They've managed through the injuries. They are still in contention for the AL Central playoffs. But I don't want to just make the playoffs. I want to make a deep run. You handle all of that by making a move. And if you don't, you may not just make the playoffs and get your ass whooped by the Yankees or whoever you see in the first round. You just may not make it. And then we'll pivot our conversations to Cavaliers basketball, Cleveland Browns football, and whatever else is going on in the sports world. But I hope I'm talking tri-ball. Papa Moon's an avid baseball fan. He loves the Cavs, he loves the Browns, but he said, Eli, I'd trade 100 NBA championships, 100 Super Bowls for just one World Series. And that's one of my role models, one of my biggest heroes in life. My dad, I aspire to make him proud. And it breaks my heart when I talk to him about 2016. He has 97 and 95, and those broke his heart. But 2016 broke both of our hearts collectively. And I just want to be able to celebrate one World Series with my dad. Can we at least get back there and have a celebration that we're back? Let it correlate. The last time you were aggressive, Cleveland, you went to the World Series. Sure, it may not work out. There's always, when you gamble, when you roll the dice, it could happen where you give us some prospects and you have to rebuild the farm and it didn't work out. That's life. That's life. That's baseball. You got to make the move or just stand pat and see what happens. And it won't be pretty. That's all I got for you. All right, we're going to take a quick pause here on Inside Edge Primetime. Here on the Inside Edge Network, Chad B., of course, on vacation. I'm Eli Moon. Evander Johnson behind the board, running the ones and twos, doing a fantastic job. My goodness gracious. Somebody, look, Evander, if he's out this weekend and you're hearing this right now, somebody take care of Evander. He's had a great week, man. He did great on Saturday. He's doing great tonight. Get this guy like a nice steak or something, all right? Look, not on me, on whoever's listening, okay? But Evander's doing a great job. We're going to come back here. We're going to talk about the AFC North when we come back. We're going to talk about the AFC North and really a ton of questions. Usually it's, okay, Steelers are going to be good. Ravens are going to be a problem. Bengals got Joe Burrow, that receiver room, and then the Browns, well, we got a lot of answers that we need, a question that we need answers to. Not this year. This year, there's a lot more questions when it comes to the AFC North, this division as a whole. So much going on. And we're going to talk about all that when we come back here on Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network. Don't go anywhere.
Fanatics isn't just our name, it's who we are. Loyal, passionate fans dedicated to our favorite teams and to the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all leagues, teams, and players you love. We feature a wide selection of gear from every league, including the NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, and NCAA merchandise, which allows us to serve fans of football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, and, well, everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to fanatics.com by using the QR code on your screen right now to celebrate your teams. That's fanatics.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
Small business owners are superheroes, but nowadays running your business means doing so inside your shop and on social media. That's why you should make Omega Video Marketing your sidekick. With a decade of content creation experience, I create dynamic, informative, and fun videos for your specific social needs that will increase brand awareness, get you more followers, and keep your social pages and websites current and fresh. I offer flexible pricing and turn times and will work with you to understand your brand and your story. All of that comes from the heart. My award-winning expertise is just the cherry on top. So let's get connected. After all, your brand is the alpha and my expertise is the omega.
Discover our collection of handcrafted candles. That's right, every product is thoughtfully created in small batches free from harmful toxins for mindful everyday indulgence. Our candles are hand-poured in coconut soy wax with natural wood wicks, offering a long-lasting burn and rich fragrances. Create a cozy, safe ambiance for your home with candles from Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers use the promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network. Mosser Moments Photography is a husband and wife wedding photography team based in Cleveland, owned and operated by Inside Edge Network's very own Ryan Mosser and his wife Hallie. For the past 10 years, they've captured more than 100 weddings across Northeast Ohio and beyond, always working together as a true two-person team. Their style centers on authentic, emotional storytelling, documenting the real moments between two people in love and creating images that feel natural, comfortable, and true to the couple. Rooted in Northern Ohio but inspired by their travels, Ryan and Hallie bring a warm, personal approach to every wedding day. Their work blends experience, consistency, and a genuine passion for helping couples relive their best day through timeless photography. Learn more at MosserMomentsPhotography.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. MosserMomentsPhotography.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
And welcome back to Inside Edge Primetime. Evander, watch this, man. You don't even need no hands for this one. It's going to bring it right back to me. Chad B on vacation. I'm Eli Moon here, back rocking and rolling for you. One more segment of Inside Edge Primetime with you. And we are rocking and rolling. And of course, so excited to be back with all of you here, just handling a bunch of stuff. Look, people are yelling at me about the Guardians right now. I'm trying to let them know, look, dude, don't freak out. Look, you're here with me. Don't freak out. I said if they don't make a move. Okay, we're good. We're back in the game. And here's the thing. We've talked about a lot. Guardians, WNBA. I've got hot and bothered and, oh my goodness, I need to go for a walk. I know it's late. I need to go for a walk. I need to go burn some steam off and I'll watch SummerSlam tomorrow with the guys. So excited. I believe Evander will be there. Double A, Kyle. We're all going to be rocking and rolling. You know what? I'll bring the vibes. I think Evander's bringing all the food. No, I kid. But, okay, look, we're going to get after it. Of course, we're with you before the weekend here. Another 2 hours after me, the Daily Spiral and Midnight Run. And you can stay locked in with all of us here at Inside Edge Net. You like, subscribe, follow at Inside Edge Net on all the socials, YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch. Smash that notification bell so you know when we're going live for daily shows. Great weekly programming for you, of course, at Inside Edge Net on all the socials. You see it there at the bottom of your screen. And make sure you go read about all your favorite personalities at InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Again, InsideEdgeNetwork.com. You read about Chad B., who's back Monday. Double A, he's got a lot of cool stuff about him. You can read about Kyle Cornell. You can read about Papa Moon, Autumn, and you can read about me if you'd like. My hair's a little shorter now. Double A yells at me about my picture. I'm getting him a new one. I got some new pictures, Double A, don't worry. But, of course, you can read about all your favorite personalities. Go to our partners page. We can't do it without them. We appreciate them. A lot of great deals. Of course, AlleyRoseFragrances.com. You can use the code InsideEdge20 and get 20% off your order right now, first-time customers. Great candles, great body mist. Oh, my goodness. It's still summer. Get the aroma going in the house. And, of course, W Energy, if you need to stay awake, see rocking and rolling, Inside Edge 10 for 10% off your order at W Energy. But you can read about all our partners, of course, AlleyRoseFragrances.com, W Energy, Fanatics.com, Monster Moments, SportsMemorabilia.com, and Omega Video Marketing. Couldn't do it without them. Couldn't do it without you at home. Go to the merchandise store, grab a shirt, a hat, a mug, a polo, a windbreaker. Grab anything you want. Grab it all. Rep Cleveland's digital leader, your source for sports, entertainment, mental health conversations, news, and everything in between. And go download the Inside Edge Network app on Roku. Take us wherever you want to go. The baseball game, out of state, to the disco. Man, I want a disco so bad. Take us kayaking. Wherever you want to go, download the Inside Edge Network app on Roku and take us wherever you want to go. Of course, that's on Roku. You see it right there at the bottom of your screen. All right, we got a few minutes left here. There's going to be a little bit of a sprint. All right, and I was more of a 1600 runner when I was in track. I was like closest thing to a marathon I've ever done, and I don't think I can do that anymore. I did the math at Moonbash, or I guess the fitness thing on my phone did the math, and I had 18,000 steps on Saturday. What? 18,000 steps? 6 miles? You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding. I mean, look, I'll do it again, obviously. I love Moonbash, but my legs, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, dude! I haven't done 18. For reference, an average for me is like 500 to 1,000 steps a day. I did 18,000 on Saturday. I do it again. Blessed. I was rocking and rolling, but maybe next year I get like a scooter or something to scooter around, so I maybe save my legs a little bit. My goodness. All right, that's really what I got on that end. What I do have here with just a few moments left is the AFC North. The AFC North has a lot of questions that we need answered. Of course, you have the Cleveland Browns. We talk about the quarterback situation and, man, okay, Shador, Deshaun, and, how is the rest of the offense going to look around? How's that offense going to look under Todd Monken? How's the defense going to look, under Mike Rudenberg? A new defense, whole new look. Of course, you have the questions there, and is this team going to surprise, or are we going to be drafting a quarterback in 2027? What are the questions going to be that we have to answer in the offseason? I think the questions right now for the Browns are, who's starting at quarterback? That's the main one, right? How does life look like after Myles Garrett? And usually, that's the biggest question. The Ravens, Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, they take care of business. Well, there's some questions there. Jesse Minter, new head coach, first-time head coach. How is that defense going to look under him? They revamped it. How are they going to look after they had a bad year last year on defense? Very historically bad for that Baltimore Ravens team that has primarily been dogs on defense. How are they going to look going into this season? How does Lamar Jackson look? A lot of pressure on him and Josh Allen to finally get it done. Is he going to be able to get over the hump? Derrick Henry, another year older. How is he going to look? How is that Ravens team going to look? A lot of questions there when it comes to the Ravens, and I was surprised that they have an 11.5 win total right now on DraftKings. They are projected to win the division. I don't think it's that cut and dry. But again, there's other questions too. You have the Pittsburgh Steelers. Gone are the days of just certainty. And Mike Tomlin, and you're going to be above 500, or at least at 500. Now Mike McCarthy in there, and he obviously has a Super Bowl to his name, has that chemistry with Aaron Rodgers who's returning. But there's still some questions. How are those two going to reunite and get it done for Pittsburgh? What is that receiver room going to look like? You have DK Metcalf and you just added Michael Pittman. How is that going to mesh? And what does that defense look like? Mike Tomlin held those guys in check, held them responsible, everybody on that team. Are they going to rock with Mike McCarthy, or do the wheels fall off early and Pittsburgh kind of falls apart? Now, granted, I have the Pittsburgh Steelers winning the division. I think Mike McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers have proven they can do it. They'll do it again. I believe they'll win this division and be a team, maybe not a Super Bowl contender, but they'll win this division. And that's why I was shocked they have them at the win total they do below the Ravens. And then you got the Bengals. Of course, you got the Bengals. You know, you have Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. You got a very talented trio there on offense. And, of course, Chase Brown emerging as one of the better running backs in the NFL. But that defense can't stop a nosebleed. I think I could get 100 receiving yards. Okay, joking. But a lot of people can get 100 receiving yards against that Cincinnati Bengals defense. It's poor. It's not good. And they lost Trey Hendrickson. I know they added Dexter Lawrence. But how's that subtraction to addition look like for that team? And is Joe Burrow going to be healthy? Is Joe Burrow going to be playing December football? Is that offensive line going to hold him up? He doesn't ever have time in the backfield, and that's the big thing for the Bengals. I know a lot of people are high on the Bengals because they can score a lot. They also got to stop defenses or other offenses with their defense. Can't be every week 35-30 or 28-27. You're going to have to get stops. I think the loss of Trey Hendrickson, and that's going to hurt them. I mean, other guys are losing. That's going to hurt them. So I don't know about the Bengals, man. I'm actually, like, the most skeptical about, besides the Browns, the most skeptical about the Bengals. Let's remember, Zach Taylor is the most tenured coach in the AFC North. Don't think that his seat just got cold all of a sudden. You know, he's good. I can chill out. No, that seat's hot. And if the Bengals drop the ball and don't make it to the playoffs and waste another year of Joe Burrow and Chase and Higgins after they've inked all those guys to contract extensions, Zach Taylor's going to have to get back on LinkedIn and figure out what's going on next for him. There's a lot of questions in this AFC North. It's not just the same, well, Browns are going to be and maybe they'll surprise us, and the Bengals are going to be fun, but who knows, and the Ravens and Steelers for sure. There's a lot of question marks. It's going to be a lot of fun. But that's why it's so important the Browns get this quarterback decision right, why they lock in with life after Myles Garrett. These other guys step up. You know, Denzel Ward, obviously the leader, but you have Carson Schwessinger. You have Tyson Campbell. You have Mason Graham, Jared Verse. It's going to be so important these guys step up. Because if anything, the AFC North is more wide open this year than it's been in years past because of all the uncertainty. I'm not saying they win the division. I'm not saying they even win 8-9 games. But the Browns have an opportunity. If they get the quarterback decision right, which I think is Shedeur Sanders, if they get that right, they're going to be more competitive, and they'll have a chance against some of these AFC North division opponents. We'll see. We'll see. That's all I got for you here. I'm going to go ahead. Evander, you've done such a great job, man. You are technically off the clock for the week. Look at that, man. You are off the clock. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to handle the heavy lifting from here, bud. You did a fantastic job. That's the end of Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network. I'm going to switch the studio. I do not have rent money. Evander, look at that. Evander, look, man. I didn't think you were going to come up on the screen, dude. You can unmute yourself. And real quick, I just want to say thank you for all your hard work Saturday at Moonbash, saying hey to the people. And thank you for everything you did today, man. Look, hey, we made it through, dude. High five. High five through the virtual screen. Boom. All right, you did great. Fantastic job. That's Evander Johnson. You'll be seeing more of him, of course, the new intern of Inside Edge Network. And Evander, enjoy your weekend.
I just want to quickly say thank you for the opportunity and hi to Autumn, because I haven't introduced myself to Autumn yet. So hi to Autumn.
Yeah, be careful with Autumn, though. Be careful.
I heard. I am.
Yeah, I'm glad you heard. I don't even have to say, you know what? That makes my job easier. Evander, have a great weekend. We'll see you next time, all right?
You too, man. Thank you.
All right, buddy. All right, rent's due. I don't have it, but I know who does. I know who has it. I know who has the rent money. My friend, of course. We bicker from time to time, but, I love her. She's awesome. And she'll be with you at the top of the hour here. It's Autumn Chisholm, the Daily Spiral, coming up right after the station identification.
Eli.
Hey, Autumn. What is up, friend? How are you doing? It's Friday. We made it.
I'm refreshed because I got to sleep in today. As we could tell, I got my hair done.
Hair looks good. Hair looks great.
I've had a great Friday so far. How's your Friday been?
It's been good. I got back from Columbus. Obviously, I mentioned yesterday. Still reflecting on that. I don't know if you ventured off to Columbus, so I don't want to just say if you've been there before, but Kozai out there in Columbus, the Science Center.
Yes.
I got to go for the first time with my little brother. He hooked us up. I went down there with Papa Moon and Mama Moon, which on a side note, I won't take too much time, but it is such a blessing when I get to be around both my parents. They're split, but they still get along very well, and just to be around them and my little brother, it was awesome. It was a great time.
Oh, you're lucky. My parents can't stand each other.
and that's the case, but that's okay. Honestly, that's the case with a lot of people. And my parents were like that at first, but like we're all a little bit older, and I think now with the grandbabies being in, they just want to make it work. Plus, they've known each other since, goodness gracious, they were 20 years old. So, but we went down there, we rocked out. I got to see all these exhibits, and it was so cool. It was so cool. I did learn one thing though. I like being Uncle E. Love being Uncle E.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think being a dad is ever in my future because there were so many kids running around banging and just smacking. My goodness, please, can we just? That's all I got. This is a different show. I'll probably have to go on a tangent about that. But I'm blessed. Just reflecting on the week and happy to be here with you, of course, my friend, on a Friday. I know we got a lot to talk about.
Yeah. I can't find my rundown for some reason. I may have lost.
Let's just wing it.
Yeah, let's just wing the whole thing now.
Yeah.
Now, last night I did ask you in AA a question.
Yes.
I said, what is your favorite movie when you were a kid? You loved it. Like, it was so good. You were like, I need to watch this all the time. But now that you're an adult, you reflect on it. You're like, this is kind of bad. What is that movie for you?
I was thinking about it. There's a few different ones. And I'm going to be honest, this is probably going to show how it was like the Moon household, how we were raised. We were raised on comedies and stuff like that. We watched them at like a young age. Now, I guess if we're classifying young, I'll say like up to like 13, 14 in that range, if that's fair. I'll say Joe Dirt. I think Joe Dirt is a great movie if you like just like a shit show of a movie. Like, it's not something you're going to be like, it wouldn't be something if I was going on a first date, I wouldn't be like, hey, can we go watch Joe Dirt? Like, that wouldn't be like the move. I think Joe Dirt, Autumn, to be honest, because it's not like it's a super like classic. It's not a Leonardo DiCaprio film. Of course, it has some of your favorites in it, some funny moments, but it's just like a quotable movie. That's it.
It's like a cult classic.
Yes.
It's essentially like a certain audience likes it, but like if you really put it up there, it's probably not a good movie. My movie, well, I have a TV movie and then I have a regular movie.
Okay.
TV movie that I was like, I love this movie so much, but then I tried watching it as an adult and I was like, what am I watching? It broke my heart, but it was Halloween Town.
Come on. Oh, no, you just broke my heart.
Broke my heart. The way that I tried to watch it once, and I was like, this is so bad. Like everything that we thought was just so great. Like, we thought that the graphics were great. Terrible. CGI. Terrible. Even, the skeleton guy, I forgot what his name is.
Yes.
In the show. I was like, oh my God, like you can clearly tell it's a puppet that they're operating. I was like, oh my God, this movie is so bad. So Halloween Town was like my TV movie version. My adult version of like, I watched it as an adult and I was like, oh, this is horrific. I too watched a lot of comedies growing up. My mom very much put on comedies all the time. I was a comedy watcher. She also let me watch way too many movies that were super inappropriate for somebody my age. But I would have to say Tyler Perry's Diary of a Mad Black Woman. I watched it as an adult. Oh my God, that movie is terrible. I was the wig, Shamar Moore's wig in that movie, crazy. And I'm like, as a kid, I was like, this is Oscar worthy. And as an adult, I'm like, this is terrible. Like, this is awful.
I get it. And there's like some movies, like I was 21. Like, that's still, I could say 8 years now. I just turned 29 yesterday. Even 8 years ago, like watching Sandy Wexler. Have you seen Sandy Wexler with Adam Sandler in it where he's managing Jennifer Hudson? That's a bad one. Oh my God.
What was it? Also, what is it? What's the movie? Oh my God, it's an Adam.
Who's in it?
I just had it in my mind. It's an Adam. Little Nicky.
Yeah, it's not a good one either. Yeah,
It's
that's
not a good movie. As a kid, I was like, "Whoa, this is like groundbreaking." That movie is not good, you guys. Little Nicky is a crazy movie.
yeah. I agree. And then it's like, but then there's some movies, and I know the question more like hasn't aged well, but just while we're on the subject of movies we watched as kids, then there's some movies that you can watch like now that are like so good, like Monster House. Monster House was one of those cartoon movies.
Monster House
Like,
scared me. I watched that one time. Never again. I watched it in theaters. No.
you don't like it?
No, I liked it, but it was terrifying.
Okay.
I was scared because it was very aggressive for a kids movie.
It was, but then like it's like on that same note, like on the TV side, we probably shouldn't have been watching SpongeBob.
My mom.
Like, let's be real.
You want to know what's so funny is that my niece is about to be 2 in about like 6 or 7 months. So her parents, my brother, my sister-in-law have started putting on like SpongeBob and different things. Like they make her watch like Miss Rachel. Miss Rachel's very educational. They'll put on Sesame Street, but they put on SpongeBob. My mom was like, they need to stop that. I'm like, SpongeBob is a great show. And she's like, no, it's not. She said, y'all shouldn't have been watching it either.
Yeah, no, seriously. I mean, there's some like definitely inside jokes or like adult jokes that we shouldn't have been watching. We watched them all.
We definitely should not have been watching SpongeBob.
Hey, we turned out all right. Look, here we are doing a show together on the Inside Edge Network. So you know what? We did all right for ourselves. Like
SpongeBob is always my go-to when I need to really laugh, when I really need like a pick-me-up. Yeah. I will just watch the episode of the Bubble Ball.
That's a great one. I like the pickles one. Where he's like, you forgot the pickles.
Oh my God. And then they found out that he was hiding the pickles under his tongue.
Under his tongue? What a scumbag that dude was. Well, I can't remember what the guy's name was. But to put SpongeBob through that distress the entire episode. Flats. God, he was such a pain in the ass. I mean, like.
Oh, I remember why I brought this topic up, though.
Yes.
It's because of Air Bud.
Please do not say Air Bud.
Air Bud is such a great movie when you're a kid. As an adult, it's like suspending disbelief that a dog can play basketball and win a state championship.
Yeah, I know, but like, but in fairness, is it that out of the realm of possibility when we see everything that's going on in the world and some of the things that happen?
It's not out of no, really not. But like me and Double A were talking about it because they're making a new Air Bud.
What?
Yeah, they're making a new Air Bud. They announced it at Comic-Con, and like the original format that it's just gonna be one Air Bud, like not Air Buddies because it didn't transformed into him having kids. It's one Air Bud, and they're rebooting the whole thing, and it's still he's gonna be playing basketball again. He was wearing the iconic blue jersey.
Oh my goodness, I love Air Bud. I mean, there's just certain movies that just like make me smile, and it's like Air Bud's in that, like Toy Story's in that. Like I love the Toy Stories. Now, granted,
Toy Story is classic.
Now you're gonna be mad at me for a moment, which is okay. That happens from time to time, and we'll get over it. But I have not watched Toy Story 4 or 5.
Neither have I.
Okay, all right, then we're.
I know that first of all, Toy Story 3. It's been a while, but that was still a lot for me. I literally cried like a baby.
Me too.
As they were about to go into the incinerator, I was literally boohoo crying. And then when Toy Story 3 came out, I was going into my senior year of college, senior year of high school, right? So when it came out, it really hit me hard because I was like, damn, I do have a bunch of toys that I haven't played with since I was a kid. And I was like sobbing as Andy was playing with, and then when Andy went to give, like, Bonnie went to take Woody, and he went like that, I was like, oh my God, this movie is crazy.
Dude, I mean, you're not wrong, my friend. I mean, like, my goodness. And here's the thing. We have a weekend that's already kind of in place. You know, we have Real Talk Papa Moon. We're already pretty much ready to rock there. I have main event Sunday, but I have some open time where I might have to get after it. I've heard Toy Story 4 like really wrecks, you know, the common viewer. I'm gonna have to see what's going on with this Sporky. Is that Sporky?
Yeah, Sporky is the villain of Toy Story 4, And then the villain of Toy Story 5 is Lily Pad, because they introduced technology into the world of Toy Story. And from what I've seen on Toy Story 5, I would just be destroyed. I wouldn't be able to get up off my couch. I wouldn't be able to live a normal life anymore, because what I saw, the scene that I saw, oh no. Mm-mm.
It's just crazy how movies can do that to us sometimes, even like cartoon movies where they can just like literally rip at your heart and like make you feel every single emotion. It's like when Lion King, when like, you know, Mufasa, spoiler alert for those that haven't watched the movie, it's been out for like 30 something years. But when Mufasa passed away, I mean, my goodness, like
it's literally based on Hamlet. It's literally based on Shakespeare.
I know, but for those not watching, look, so Double A and I were discussing, and I'll let him talk about it later. But, just about like movies and the spoilers and when you're allowed to say it. So I think 30 years or so for Lion King, I think I'm allowed to talk about the movie. But my goodness, I got to be honest, Autumn, while we're talking about movies, I haven't been in the movie theater in a long time. A long time. I think the last time I went, and I'm just thinking here, I think the last movie I saw, and I may be wrong, and somebody will correct me that's probably watching that knows me, but I think it was the Bob Dylan document, or the biopic that Timothy Chalamet was in.
This was a year ago.
That's a long time, Autumn.
It's not that long ago.
It's a long time.
I'm thinking you're about to tell me like it was pre-COVID.
But in fairness, it was damn near pre-COVID before that.
Look, I am a regular moviegoer. I have a movie pass. I have the Cinemark movie pass where once a month I pay $9.99 and I get a free movie ticket. And you can let them roll over. So by the time a new Marvel movie comes out, I already have 4 tickets, and I don't need to spend an unnecessary amount of money.
That's awesome. Now, with that, because my mom has, but I don't ask her all the ins and outs. My mom says we're going to a movie, I got it covered. And I don't question Mama Moon. But like, so if you rack up these tickets, you can distribute that to whoever like comes with you, right? They can't. They're not just like under your name and only you can use them, right?
No,
Is that okay.
Say if I wanted to go see Spider-Man, but I couldn't go, and my brother wanted to go, I can literally send him. I could buy the tickets for him, send him the QR code, and it's right there.
That's actually really cool. I miss those days. My mom, when she would come in and she would like take me and my little brother to a movie every Tuesday. And we were going for a while, and then COVID happened, and we kind of slowed down a little bit. And then I don't know, I just didn't end up in the movie theater. Then we won't tell dating stories tonight, but the last time I was in a movie theater, I went on a date with a lady, and she's like, I thought of my music guy, and I wanted to go see the Bob Dylan biopic, and I love the movie. Let me be real. Me and her don't talk anymore, so I guess at least I still have the biopic memories. But, that's just where we're at. Like, it was cool, though. It was cool. As a music lover, I will say that, on a side note, that and you too, Autumn, you should definitely check it out. Like, I think it's on streaming now. Mm-hmm. It kind of shows you, like, how rock and roll kind of started developing, and Bob Dylan being, like, one of the catalysts for that. I thought it was such a cool movie. But, yeah. I guess, like, that's my thing. Like, I feel like movies are more so you have to either go with family, like, somebody you're, like rock with, or you're going on a date. Like, there's no, like, I know people personally that go out. That's what I was going to say, that go by themselves. I can't.
I love, you want to know why it's so much fun going by yourself? Number one, you don't have to, like, do that awkward thing when you're on a date. And it's like the moment where you're like, okay, my hand is right there, their hand is right there. Do we hold hands, or do we just sit there and just pretend like each other exists? So you don't have to do that. You don't have to have the awkward, like, especially if it's a first date. I've been on too many first dates to a movie theater. Don't ever go on a first date to a movie theater. It's a terrible first date. You don't talk, nothing. Like, you don't say anything to each other. You literally just sit there.
And you got to combo that, Autumn. Just to add, if you're going to do the movie theater, you have to combo. It has to be dinner before. Yeah. You have to, like, do a late movie and do an early dinner.
Or you have to do the dinner first, or you have to do the movie first, then dinner. No, just it's always bad. It's always bad. So that's the first thing. Then if you go with family, like, there's always an expectation to wait around after the end. When I go by myself, I buy whatever snack I want, however big I want it. I sit where I want to sit. I don't have to worry about anybody else around me. Then when it's time to leave, I don't linger. I get in my car and I go home. Okay?
Hey, I get it. And I guess, like, for me, and obviously those that know me, here obviously on the network, all of us, and then people that know me in the community, I'm like and this is probably just from me struggling with the mental health I deal with, is like, I like being around people, especially in moments like that. Like, and that's where we differ, but like, I feel like for me, I'll be in my own head. Like, I'll be honest, like, I got a lot rolling already on business, and then, personal, I start stressing about things, and I don't want to be sitting there stressing by myself in a movie, and I don't enjoy the movie. At least if I'm there with, like, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but if I'm there with, like, people, whether it is, usually with family, I feel the most comfortable. A date's like, okay, like, you're going to have to still figure it out, Eli. Like, you cannot trauma dump on this lady. But, like, with family, it's like, okay, I have somebody I can kind of, like, okay, look over, damn, did you see that moment? Did you see this? I feel like by myself, I don't know. Maybe I'll try it, but, like, I will definitely text a night show chat and be like, hey, not liking this moment right now.
Eli, the moment, look, I've been going to the movies by myself since I was in high school.
Okay.
The moment I did it for the first time, I never went back.
Really? Okay, I'm going to try it.
Because it is just one of those things, especially, oh my God, it is even better if it's a movie that go on a day where most people don't go to the movies, and it's a movie that you just really want to see. Beautiful experience. Beautiful experience. I've went and seen so many movies and even go on a day where, like, go on a free popcorn day. You know what free popcorn day is?
Is that like a rewards member thing, or is that for everybody?
It's just for everybody. They give away free popcorn. I went to see Top Gun that day. I went by myself. I sat in the movie theater. I had so much fun, and I left. And that was it.
Okay, I mean, maybe I'll give it a go. I know Spider-Man's out. What? Spider-Man's out this weekend? Is that
yesterday? Technically.
That's right. Okay. So, I mean, maybe I'll give that a go. I know, like, a few of, like, my family members want to see it, but maybe I'll like, again, maybe tomorrow I have some time in the evening. I know I'm watching SummerSlam with the guys, but maybe I'll find some time. I'll tell you, once you told me it was, because I was in the dark about this, I'll be honest, but when you told me it was the Tom Holland Spider-Man, because I like the cartoon one. I think the Miles one is real cool, but we were arguing in a debate, me and my little brother, the other day about who the best Spider-Man is. And I still stand on Tobey Maguire being the best Spider-Man, but Tom Holland makes it real tough to argue because he does a damn good job too. Damn good job.
Look, I'm going to say this before we go to break. Tom Holland is the only Spider-Man to get 4 movies. And he is the only Spider-Man movie franchise to have every single movie be in the 90th percentile of Rotten Tomatoes.
That's crazy. And then you got Andrew Garfield, and yeah.
Well, that's a whole other show. We can talk about why he's no longer Spider-Man.
Yeah, we don't got time tonight.
When we come back, we're going to talk about the messiest league, because it's not just off the court, Eli. I know we were talking about it off the court. On the court, messiness too. I'll get into all the storylines. We'll talk about the W. And we'll also talk about, oh my God, I'm sorry, excuse me. We'll talk about the pop girlies and the QBs and all the famous girls. They're all together now, huh? We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that because we had a famous engagement happen this week, and we'll talk about this trend. We'll talk about this trend of the famous girlies going after the QBs. Okay, we'll be right back.
Key On Sports is the leader in Ohio high school athletic coverage in written, print, and video streaming. From the latest news and results and written content to the high school football game of the week every Friday, Key On Sports has you covered. The vision of 15-time published author Vince McKee has become the most trusted site in Ohio high school athletic news. From podcasts to player profiles, Key On Sports is your one-stop for all of it. Visit them today at keyonsports.com or on YouTube at Key On Sports. Check out their socials on Twitter and Facebook as well.
Clean energy, bold flavors, and no jitters. See why people won't shut up about Dubby. Clean energy, no jitters or crash. Whether you're starting your workday or getting ready to exercise, Dubby Energy helps you lock in and focus. With over 15 flavors to choose from, you can't miss. Order Dubby Energy right now by using the QR code on your screen and use the promo code InsideEdge10 to receive 10% off your order. Dubby Energy, your energy-focused sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Discover our collection of body mists made with clean, minimal ingredients. Handcrafted with natural essential oils and clean ingredients, they offer a natural alternative to synthetic fragrances. Perfect for sensitive skin and those seeking clean, mindful self-care, and the perfect gift for you or your special someone. Courtesy of Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers, use that promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Whether searching for a baseball autographed by your favorite World Series slugger, a signed football by an iconic Hall of Famer, or the jersey of a world-famous soccer star, you've come to the right place. Here at SportsMemorabilia.com, the web's leading source of authentic sports memorabilia, you'll find more than 500,000 authentic products from nearly every professional sports league, team, and players. Not only will you find your next prized sports possession with ease thanks to superb customer service and tremendous site experience, you'll have the satisfaction and peace of mind that every product listed comes complete with a certificate of authenticity and is fully backed by the SportsMemorabilia.com lifetime authenticity guarantee. Go to SportsMemorabilia.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. SportsMemorabilia.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Find us on InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the latest information on your favorite shows, personalities, and network partners. Plus, guess what? We have a merch shop. That's right, we have network polos, t-shirts, champion jackets, hats, and bottles. Rep the network. Every purchase supports independent sports and entertainment media. Use the QR code on your screen right now to check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's InsideEdgeNetwork.com.
Welcome back. Let's get into this in the WNBA. I'm gonna get to the off the court, then I'm gonna get to the on the court. Off the court, super messy. Super messy. I told you this is what happens when you put lesbians in a league together, okay? Just super messy. So first of all, we have Brittany Griner today deciding to file divorce from her wife. This is the second wife that she has filed divorce from. Her and her wife apparently separated on July 24th. So just 6 days ago.
Okay.
A lot of people are scratching their heads at this one because if you don't know, Brittany Griner and her wife had a very loving relationship. Her wife really, really fought hard for her when she was in that Russian prison. They had a son together. So it's just a lot of people are like, what's going on? Yeah, it's just too much on that. I could do a whole episode on Brittany Griner.
Because this was her second one, right, Autumn? This is their second divorce.
Is her second wife. So her first wife was also her. Okay, so this wife wasn't in the WNBA. Her first wife was in the WNBA. They actually, I think, were either teammates or Baylor, or teammates on the Sun. But they were once teammates.
Okay.
They had an on and off relationship back and forth. There was apparently domestic violence involved, but they ended up resolving everything. They got married. They were married for about a year. Her ex-wife got pregnant with twins, and then Brittany filed for divorce. And then, it was a whole big thing. It was a whole big ordeal.
Yeah.
So yeah,
and I know you have other stuff, and this was the last wife she's divorced on the 24th was the one that was helping her get out from overseas.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Yeah, and her and this wife have been together for almost 10 years at this point, almost pretty close to it. So yeah, so it's super weird, and a lot of people knew this information. They just didn't say it yet because they didn't think it was real. But hey, you never know. We also have the continuation of the Nalissa Smith, Dejanay Carrington fallout mess. Dejanay Carrington's girlfriend, Jackie Young, sent her a beautiful, lovely care package last night. It was Dejanay's first game back from her foot injury late last year. And that's just messy. That's just lesbian mess. Look, I would just tell you, the WNBA is lesbian mess from top to bottom. Somehow the straight girls are not getting in the mess, but we'll get to them.
Mm.
But on the court, we have a big controversy. So the Wings versus the Dream. So the Atlanta Dream and the Wings played each other a couple nights ago. So on the Wings, we have Paige Beckers, AZ Fudd, Arike Agumike. They have a pretty solid team, right? Now, again, this is a team that last year was terrible. Year before that, horrendous. But they have brought themselves to a level now where it was like, okay, you guys are really good, and you can make a deep run. I'm playing the Atlanta Dream, same thing. Atlanta Dream, kind of on the bubble, kind of on the cusp, really like a playoff team, just really needed a push, needed another player. They went out and got Angel Reese. That was the person that they needed. Right. She has helped them tremendously. So before the game, Paige and Angel made a friendly wager because Paige and Angel are good friends. They played, they came out in the same year. They played against each other since, I think, high school, because they're both McDonald's All-Americans. They're both in the same recruiting class, all of that. So they played against each other for quite a long time. They also play on the U.S. national team together, so they have created a tight friendship. Again, the wager was friendly. No, it was no sort of betting going on whatsoever, right? It was a friendly wager.
I'm going to let you continue to. I talked about this on Primetime. I have some thoughts, but continue.
It was literally a friendly wager. There was no money, no nothing.
No, there was $400.
Eli.
Autumn.
Eli, please. It was a friendly wager between two teams.
Friendly is like, hey, I bet you with no money. That's friendly. What they bet, and I love it. Look, I said it earlier. Ton of talent in this league, a lot of great stuff. That breaks the CBA. It does.
Anyway, it was a friendly wager, but the two were going back and forth during the game. The only reason why the WNBA had to come out and say, "Oh yes, there's nothing, no one's going to be punished for this," is because during the game, Paige and Angel got into it, right? They got into it. The WNBA posted the clip, and then they took the clip down. So we have that situation happening in the game. But what the most important part of is that game has nothing to do with either Paige or Angel. It actually has to do with Arike Agumike. Arike Agumike left the Los Angeles Sparks. She played on the Los Angeles Sparks with both of her sisters. She bet on herself. She went to Dallas, and she's supposed to be their star player. She's their vet. She's the one that at the end of the game is supposed to be taking the shot. She did not. In fact, she bricked almost every single shot she made at the end of the game. Okay?
Okay.
That's what she did. She runs off the court. She's pissed. She's mad. She's heated. She's yelling. And now people are like, you are kind of the reason why they didn't win that game. Again, they were up 15 at one point. Atlanta came all the way back. And it's now a lot of people are looking at Dallas being like, hey, maybe the problem is Arike, because AZ Fudd is really good. Paige Beckers is really good. But Arike is not really fitting in where they need to. So that's one story. And we still have the Caitlin Clark of it all and her team. They have a whole mess. I don't even want to touch that. That's just no. I don't want to touch that because there's just too much going on there. And then we have the Chicago Sky, the Cleveland Brown version of the WNBA, somehow, some way pulling out a win over the Connecticut Sun, a team that's moving to Houston in a couple years. So again, messy ass league.
Yeah.
Messy.
It is, and I mentioned earlier in the group chat, like I like the WNBA. There's a ton of talented players. I want to see this league succeed to the point where we're discussing salary being raised. They've had great viewership. There's just the only problem I have with it is the market. What's that?
The salary was raised. The salary was raised significantly.
Yeah, but they still want NBA money. They want NBA money, though. Let's be clear. They do. They've literally said it on multiple interviews where they want to get paid like the guys. And I think they can get to that point. But I think the WNBA, as great as it is and has the talent, is we spend so much time talking about this mess. and this mess and this mess. And I feel like that detracts certain people. Their viewership's going up, but I fear that they could grow stagnant because eventually it's like, is the drama going to usurp the play? And that's what I talked about earlier on Primetime. We've had great performances. Caitlin Clark, a 45-point game. Angel Reese hitting rebounding highs we haven't seen at such a quick pace. Asia Wilson's incredible. There's incredible talent. And I want to see them exceed expectations and get to NBA money because they're obviously part of the NBA, that connection, that partnership. Obviously, I want to see them get to that point. But I feel like a lot of times we lead with the drama and the off the court and this and that, as opposed to, man, so-and-so had a great game. Like, even right here, and you're doing a great job, but we started with 3 to 4 off the court things before we even got to on the play. And that's like a lot of the WNBA discussion is it's turning more into a reality show, which they should get a reality show at this point. I agree with you there. But put that in the reality show and focus on the play because we're still in sports. It's sports that entertain. It's not sports entertainment. It's a big difference. I mean, we'll disagree on a few things, and we'll disagree completely on the betting thing. I think that I completely disagree because it's clear as day it breaks the CBA because you can't wager any money between players, between anything. That's what we literally have seen across any other league and any other. Hold on, real quick. Any other league would suspend them, punish them. We've seen in the NFL, we've seen in the NBA, we've seen the NBA in the FBI investigation, we've seen in MLB, we've seen in NCAA football. So I don't understand how this is different. And I just feel like they kind of get in their own way a little bit. Again, I want to see them succeed to great heights. I think these women are incredible. They would all whoop my ass in basketball. I understand that. Mm-hmm. But I just think they get in their way sometimes. Not to you. I understand you love it. And I understand a lot of people love it. And I really rock with it. And I like seeing the highlights and seeing how these great performances, these rookies coming out and balling out, and some of these players that have been in for a few years. But I feel like to the common person that just wants to tune in and watch a sports game or read about the WNBA, they have to scroll through 10 drama-filled stories to get to actual game action. And I think that's what's going to scare a few people away. That's where I think we could grow stagnant. And that's my opinion.
Well, okay. You said that, right?
Right.
I could do the exact same thing for the Major League Baseball. I could do the exact same thing for the NFL. Hell, the NFL, we got a player out here pretending that he's married, but been pretending for 3 years that he's married, and that's overshadowing the fact that he's going to retire. We have LeBron James, the entire fiasco around him. Like, I can name all of those sports to do the exact same thing. I think the W is just held to a different standard. Well, I will say this: they are growing rapidly. Next year, they will be pushing the number of games further. They are actually a profitable league now, so that is going to get higher and higher. They're adding more teams. They're expanding. So I'm going to say probably in the next 5 years, we're probably going to have a 30-team league, and they're already on Prime. They're already on NBC. They're already on. I think they took over TNT or USA. Yeah, they're pretty much on the track to being that. I just think, look, I like messiness in sports, no matter if you male or female. Okay,
I know.
I said, I could go through the MLB and I could name you like 5 messy stories right now that's actually happening off the field. I can do the same. Again, like I said, Aaron Rodgers is out here pretending that he has a wife, y'all. He's still pretending that he has a wife. I don't understand how we are letting him get away.
But here's the thing. That's not the biggest storyline, though. Like, I hear you on baseball because I talked about it on last hour. Baseball has a serious marketing issue as well. I'm not just singling out the WNBA. Baseball has a significant issue.
I'm just saying that it's a sports-wide issue, but the WNBA is still technically, it's 30 years old. We got the NBA who's 70, not even 80 years old at this point. Right. But it's look, that's how you gain traction in sports. Unfortunately, the messiness will outweigh the on the court play. How many times have we talked about stuff off the court with so many players? And I'm like, damn, we're not even talking about how good they are. Hell, Deshaun Watson, he's terrible. But we talk about most of his stuff off the field before we talk about him.
I agree.
That's just sports. That's how it goes.
But true. But what I'm saying, though, my friend, is I feel like it's to an extreme. Again, I love the WNBA, but it's to an extreme because when it's on the field, when it's on the court, and baseball is different. Again, I put them because marketing's bad there, and they really don't market their stars. So I will give you that on baseball. But when the NBA season starts, sure, we're talking about off the court, but we're leading, especially here on the Inside Edge Network, we're leading with the on the court. When we get into the NFL season, sure, there's going to be your interviews and your things we will talk about, but we're talking about the games. We're talking about the moments. And that's where I'm saying, I just wish we would see more talk as a sports fan, somebody who wants to see them highlighted. I wish we would talk more about the play of these incredible women as opposed to all the messiness. Because my thing, I know you love messiness. I get it. And to a degree, I do too. I do too, to a degree. But, and maybe I'm asking the wrong person, so forgive me. But how much messiness until it's too much? Because it could become too much to where it turns people off. That's where I feel.
I told you guys earlier, I said the WNBA is, y'all have been sleeping on them for a while. The WNBA has at least one brawl every season. Literally, grew up watching it. One brawl every season. Mm-hmm. Every year we have a debate conversation of what's going on the court. We got Asia Wilson putting up crazy numbers. We got Marina Mayberry in Toronto putting up nuts numbers to where everybody's like, why did 3 different teams pass on this talent? I mean, we got players coming off of injured reserve. We got people, well, I think their trade deadline is coming up pretty soon. So we got people being traded. There is a significant portion that does focus on the court issues. But like, it's the it's a league filled with gay people. I'm sorry, Eli. It's gonna be messy. It's gonna be messy.
I'm not saying it's but I'll be real with you. Again, let me just double down. I enjoy some of the drama. Like, I love the messiness of the WNBA. But we always talk about how we're a brand here on the Inside Edge Network. The WNBA is a brand. They are trying to grow viewership, and they are doing that at a record pace. Mm-hmm. But it could all change in a moment if it gets out of control. And I get, to you and maybe others out there, bring it on to the 1000th degree. But there are people out there where it is going to hit a level where it's like, all right, I'm cool. I'll watch something else. Because it starts turning into entertainment, reality TV. And if that's the case, I'll turn The Challenge on or Love Island. Like, that's where I'm at. Like, I really want to see it succeed, and it's doing a good job of it. But I think, we brought up the NBA. The NBA has thrived.
Watchable. I'm sorry. It really
but they've thrived because of on the court, though. They've thrived because of stars that we've talked about, especially in the 80s and 90s. Bird, Jordan, Magic, Kareem. We're talking about legends. And that dominates the conversation. NFL, the same thing. As soon as week 1, the snap happens, the first snap of the season, we're going to have discussions of Josh Allen, can he get it done? Lamar Jackson, can he get it done? Can Patrick Mahomes return from injury? But they're storylines, but they're centered around the action on the field, on the court. And that's what I'm saying. I will take the drama. I actually encourage it because it does bring an audience in. And I said this earlier on Primetime. You have to have that balance where, yes, you still need the drama because it brings people in, but you also need to understand you're a sport with integrity, and you need to bring that in as well. Because if you want to do a reality show, that's fine, then do a reality show. But, there has to be a balance, or you're going to – either way you go. I'll be fair. Either way you teeter over. If you go too much to the sports side and kind of just say we're X's and O's and X's and O's only, you're going to lose people. And if you go all the way over to the drama side, you're going to lose people. That's what I'm saying.
Well, look, I'm going to just say this. The more of the drama side is more of the people who watch it. The WNBA itself, I'm going to just say this. Kathy's terrible. Terrible. I don't like Kathy. Kathy's horrific.
I love that you're just calling her Kathy. You're not
even her name is Kathy. Okay? Yeah. Kathy is a terrible commissioner. Okay? You cannot do the things that she's done. Kathy, just no. Kathy is not someone that I think should be running the WNBA. She's not really fair. She's incredibly biased. Mm-hmm. She's incredibly biased. She has a lot of deep-rooted issues right there. So I think there is, I would say this, the fan part leans into the messiness. The actual, basketball part, people who follow the W, they don't talk about the messiness until it overruns the basketball. So, Caitlin Clark of it all. Her messiness and the things that are happening on her team overrun the basketball side to where you can't even actually break her down as a basketball player because it's just so much around her. when it comes to everybody else can break it down real easily. But that's the messiness is more the fans. Like most people who watch the WNBA watch it for the basketball. Eli, when we come back, I said the QBs, they're getting married. Mm-hmm. The pop girlies, the actors girlies, they're getting into it. We're going to talk about it. And we're going to talk about my favorite subject, and that is Aaron Rodgers' favorite wife as well. Okay? Okay?
I'm ready.
Talk about it when we come back here from the break.
Fanatics isn't just our name, it's who we are. Loyal, passionate fans dedicated to our favorite teams and to the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all leagues, teams, and players you love. We feature a wide selection of gear from every league, including the NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, and NCAA merchandise, which allows us to serve fans of football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, and, well, everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to fanatics.com by using the QR code on your screen right now to celebrate your teams. That's fanatics.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
Small business owners are superheroes, but nowadays running your business means doing so inside your shop and on social media. That's why you should make Omega Video Marketing your sidekick. With a decade of content creation experience, I create dynamic, informative, and fun videos for your specific social needs that will increase brand awareness, get you more followers, and keep your social pages and websites current and fresh. I offer flexible pricing and turn times and will work with you to understand your brand and your story. All of that comes from the heart. My award-winning expertise is just the cherry on top. So let's get connected. After all, your brand is the alpha and my expertise is the omega.
Discover our collection of handcrafted candles. That's right, every product is thoughtfully created in small batches free from harmful toxins for mindful everyday indulgence. Our candles are hand-poured in coconut soy wax with natural wood wicks, offering a long-lasting burn and rich fragrances. Create a cozy, safe ambiance for your home with candles from Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers use the promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network. Mosser Moments Photography is a husband and wife wedding photography team based in Cleveland, owned and operated by Inside Edge Network's very own Ryan Mosser and his wife Hallie. For the past 10 years, they've captured more than 100 weddings across Northeast Ohio and beyond, always working together as a true two-person team. Their style centers on authentic, emotional storytelling, documenting the real moments between two people in love and creating images that feel natural, comfortable, and true to the couple. Rooted in Northern Ohio but inspired by their travels, Ryan and Hallie bring a warm, personal approach to every wedding day. Their work blends experience, consistency, and a genuine passion for helping couples relive their best day through timeless photography. Learn more at MosserMomentsPhotography.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. MosserMomentsPhotography.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
Welcome back. Guys, quarterbacks are getting married. You know who just got engaged?
What?
The quarterbacks are getting married. Do you know who just got engaged?
No.
It's super obvious. It's so obvious.
Quarterback got engaged.
It's a quarterback. Big city.
Geno Smith.
I said young. Why would you say Geno Smith and I said young?
because to Papa Moon, he's young still. Papa Moon calls 30-year-olds kids. So,
In NFL terms, young.
let me go back to the drawing board. All right, big city, New York. It's not Jackson Dart.
No.
Big city, Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Herbert.
Yes, Justin Herbert just got engaged to Madison Beer. Singer Madison Beer. Yes. They've been dating for, I think, a little over a year. They were caught last summer on the set of one of her music videos. They've been seen out of the Laker game or two, and they got engaged. Now, Madison Beer has her own terrible dating relationship, live, whatever. But he is now, I think, the third or fourth that has gotten engaged to a famous lady. Josh Allen is famously now married to Haley Steinfeld. They've been together for 3 years now, and they have a child. Who else? Shoot. I would have said, Joe Burrow is dating Olivia Ponton. He may not say it, but he's dating Olivia Ponton. She's an influencer. Mm-hmm. Jackson Dart is dating an influencer as well. Tyrod Taylor has been involved with influencers. The quarterbacks are getting the famous ladies. And then we have Aaron Rodgers, who himself got some famous ladies, but is still trying to maintain this lie that he's married to a woman named Brittany.
Yeah. I mean, the Aaron Rodgers stuff's a whole mess. I think it's interesting, the whole NFL quarterback discussion, because it's like, okay, but who's more famous, right? Like, obviously you have Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. I'm not going to argue that. Taylor Swift, I mean, I love Travis Kelce. We love him here in Cleveland. It's Taylor Swift. But some of these, it's like, maybe some of these, yes, popular ladies are dating famous dudes, NFL quarterbacks. Aaron Rodgers stuff, though, on a completely different note, is just, I mean, it's odd. Maybe he did too much ayahuasca when he was in Green Bay and then Pittsburgh. It's kind of a whole mess, right? Like, I mean, the whole thing, and I don't know. I mean, is he, the way he talks, he's not even going to show up in public after he retires, and maybe it's this year. It seems like, and he actually did say it's his last year, so maybe he never shows up again. So he only has to carry on with this for what? We're about to enter August, so about 6-7 months, 6-7. That's all he has to really do it for.
This is the thing, is that, like, I think it's the show Sports Gossip. They've also too been obsessed with this topic. Yeah. They said that they may have found his wife, and that his wife is maybe the sister of, I don't know if you know who his name is. His name is Mike.
That's such a not common name. The rapper.
Yes, his name is Mike, and he's a rapper. I'm trying to think
Mike Stud?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Mike Stud. He's apparently brother-in-laws with Mike Stud.
Okay.
Because that's what Sports Gossip found. They were like, his wife is apparently the sister of Mike Stud's wife, but nobody's ever seen Mike Stud's wife, and nobody's ever seen Aaron Rodgers' wife. Again, this is the weirdest story, y'all. He keeps saying that he's like, yeah, the wife. So first of all, very specific with the spelling of her name. He said, yeah, Brittany with an I. That's strange.
No shit, dog. I mean,
then the women who are married to a lot of the guys on the Steelers that season, they were like, yeah, we keep asking about her, and we want to invite her out, and we want to, get her involved in the team. They never met her. We've never seen a picture without her. Now, again, Aaron Rodgers has dated plenty of famous women. He dated Olivia Munn, Shailene Woodley, Danica Patrick, Jessica Scherzer. He's dated all four of those women. He has been seen out with all four of those women. He dated the heiress to the Milwaukee Bucks. They were seen out together. All of these women he has dated, and he's been seen with them. This lady has never been seen.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, so just to play devil's advocate for a moment, because I do think it's weird. Like, maybe, I'm just saying, and I'm not saying I agree with this, but maybe he's just tired of the public setting. Maybe he's just tired of exposing his wives or his significant others to the public setting, because we do know what the paparazzi and the media will do as soon as you see somebody out with whoever, their new lady, their significant other, whatever. So maybe just a small percentage, I can buy that maybe he's just tired on the public seeing his wives or his significant others, and you know what, I'm done in a year anyways. You don't need this year. I'm at the end of my career. I want to just walk away to a peaceful life and do my thing. But it's like, man, but not even like team outings, like where it's not going to be recorded. If it is recorded by social media, you say, hey, you cut that out right now. I don't want my wife in there. You do not put that on social media. There's ways to do it. So it's like, yeah, it's odd. It's truly, truly odd. But Aaron Rodgers has always been a different breed. I mean, let's be real. Like, even before the ayahuasca, he's always been a little out there, I mean, he's kind of been a different guy in terms of how he handles things, whether it's interviews, whether it's on the field. Like, he's just a different guy on him. Like, and I'm not, again, I lean towards it. Yeah, he probably doesn't have a wife, but there is a small percentage where maybe he just wants that privacy. There are people that want that privacy setting, and who knows?
I love how you're like, he most likely does not have a wife. Yeah. I would say that too. Right? I would have said that too, because after his very public relationship with Shailene Woodley, he dated the Bucks heiress in like secret. Like, people would have to put two and two together, because she randomly moved to New York when he started playing in New York, and they were always seen at the same like events together. So like, she would post on socials that she was at the Ed Sheeran concert, and then Aaron Rodgers would be seen at the Ed Sheeran concert, right?
Yeah,
it would be something like that. But again, like, I've seen like sports relationships where like the guy's like, yeah, I'm super private, my wife's super private, but here's my wife. Like, know whose your wife is, because mainly that's a thing to like sort of get people off the back of trying to get with that said athlete, right?
Right.
This is, we've never seen this lady. There's no, like, also when you get married, there is public record of your marriage. It is a legally binding contract. So you can look up anybody's like marriage license. Nobody has been able to find him like his marriage license at all.
Well, here's just to have a little fun with it. Maybe they're like, we always do this, married in quotations. Maybe they're married and they just never got married. Like, you know how people do that nowadays.
You mean
like,
the commitment ceremony?
Yeah, well, just like, we're married because we've been girlfriend, boyfriend for so long, and now we're married. Like, maybe it's that.
That doesn't even make sense, because he has made it a point to like wear a ring and like say that they're married, and like he is. I would be like, oh yeah, maybe they could be married. You've been together, by all accounts, at this point, you've been together for less than 3 years, because he was dating. Because when did he leave the Jets 3 years ago? Yes. Almost, yeah. Still dating the Bucks heirs 3 years ago. So what happened? Like, that's where I'm like, it makes no sense to me that he is somehow pretending that he's married. It makes zero sense to me. Like, he's pretending that he's married. Like, who else? I'm trying to think. Okay, Tony Romo had very public relationships, right?
Right.
Dated Jessica Simpson, dated Carrie Underwood, his current wife.
Tony Romo had a run. Let's be real. Tony Romo had a run.
But you didn't hear much about his relationship, but you knew who he was in a relationship with. Like I said, Jared Goff, him and his wife. You know that they're in a relationship, but they're not very public. His wife's a model. Like, these guys like love the famous ladies. He's a man who, since he's been in this league, has dated famous women. Like, he likes dating famous women.
Yeah.
So I don't understand this idea that he's like, yeah, Brittany was an I. This is my wife. My wife makes all my decisions. She's not seen in the background of any of his home. Like, he has his decent homes. She's not seen in the background of any of his homes. There's no photos. There's nothing. There's not a lick of this lady around.
Yeah. It's odd. Again, I am wholeheartedly with you. It is very odd. I mean, the only thing I could think of is just maybe he's sick of being burned by putting his relationships out there publicly, and then them keep falling. Maybe he's sick of having failure in his personal life and doesn't want it. But there's a lot of things that we've kind of poked holes in that argument, because it's like, it's odd. It's a whole, I mean, like, I don't know.
Like, again, he dated Jessica Scherzer.
Right.
Then got into a major public relationship with Olivia Munn, whom he lived with and was with for years.
Yeah, she made him completely disown his family.
No, that was his own fault.
I mean, he definitely has a play in it too. They together disown the right.
But even then, it was like, even then, the girl he dated before Olivia Munn, he was engaged to his childhood like love, and we knew who she was because she would be pictured. So like, he can't even say, well, I've never been pictured with no, you have been pictured with someone not famous. So He dated Olivia Munn. They broke up. He then proceeds to get into a relationship with Danica Patrick. That was super public. Everybody thought they were going to get married. They bought a house together. They lived together. He broke up with her.
Yeah.
Then he got engaged to Shailene Woodley after like 3 months.
Yeah,
just randomly in a relationship with a girl named Brittany.
Now let's fast forward. Aaron Rodgers is retiring. It's February, and there you see his wife Brittany in the front row.
I'll eat my words if I see that lady on screen. If
Me
not,
too. Me too.
If not, that lady does not exist. That lady does not exist. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a long-standing rumor about Aaron Rodgers out there that I do not want to talk about because I think outing people is crazy, but it's leaning more that way than the other way.
Copy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, it's wild. It's wild, right? Like his is completely different than all the other ones we see.
No, but all the other ones, like Justin Herbert, we've seen him with Madison Beer twice.
Yeah.
Twice.
And she's the famous one. Like earlier I was saying, who's the more famous one? And some of these you can argue. She's the more famous one.
Way
clearly.
more famous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, again, Christian Goff, he's more famous, but we know who she is. Like, she is a model. Like,
right.
Hell, even Baker Mayfield, his wife. Like, we know who she is. Like, most of these men have famous wives. How are you the only one without a famous wife and you've dated nothing but famous women over the last 10 years?
I don't know. I don't know.
And most of these men date famous women because the famous women know how to handle fame and have the same amount of money as them. So how are you just randomly dating a girl named Brittany?
Goodness, I don't want to skip through the months, but I can't wait for February, the retirement ceremony. Because if he doesn't have him or have her there, then I mean, we have no other choice but to just believe what we believe. Because we haven't, if he disappears into the sunset, I mean, buddy, at least something, like something.
Aaron Rodgers will never disappear. He unfortunately will be the most annoying person.
I disagree. I think as soon as he's done with football, he's not going to do any TV personality, anything like that. I think you will not. He'll be off the grid. I think he will be in a forest somewhere, doing ayahuasca with his wife, Brittany.
I'm gonna say this: he didn't get into this spiritual. I'm at one with nature and I'm spiritual until he started dating Danica Patrick. That man was everywhere, wanted to be in every movie, wanted to be on every TV show. There's no way that just magically goes away and you're just like, I'm one with nature. No.
See, I disagree. That's the one thing. That's the only point I'll disagree with, because people can change their lifestyles. Whether he has a wife or she's imaginary, people can change their lifestyles. And I think Aaron Rodgers at 24 compared to Aaron Rodgers at 40 something.
He was 36 when he did this.
Well, the ayahuasca, right,
yeah.
Like all that stuff. I get it, but I'm saying but what I'm saying is the Aaron Rodgers that came into the NFL at like 22, 23, and even at 28, in his prime, can be different. People can adapt to different things. That is separate from the point of his wife being real or not. But I'm saying I stand on that, and I'll eat my words if I'm wrong. If he's, hey, the Fox analyst for every Sunday is Aaron Rodgers, I'll be wrong, and I'll say it here on The Spiral. But I do think that's where we differ. I think he's going to disappear. I think he's going to be different than some of these other guys.
I think he'll take a break from the spotlight, but I think after a couple years, he'll come back out and he'll be peddling some product. But it is time for us to get into my good spiral and my bad spiral of the day.
Yes.
These are two topics that I think you should get into. One topic I think you should touch, one topic that I don't think you should touch. First, good spiral of the day. Spider-Man Brand New Day is releasing in theaters yesterday, technically today. They always say Friday is Thursday. That's the trick to the movies. The movie releases on Thursday. They say advance tickets is the same price, y'all. It really is. Go see it. I'm probably going to go see it this weekend. Bad spiral of the day. I hate to say it. It's my girl, Ariana Grande. I love Ariana. I do. I love her music so bad. She looks crazy.
The album cover art?
In the music video. If you are someone that struggles with disordered eating, don't watch that music video. If you're someone that struggles with seeing people the way that she looks, don't watch that music video. It is very clear for me and anyone who has struggled with that part of their lives. She is very, very, very clearly struggling with that. And it is very triggering if you look at her. And I'm gonna just say that don't go down the Ariana Grande rabbit hole. Don't do that. Monday, Chad will be back.
He will.
Chad will be back. We probably will talk more Browns, unfortunately, because hey, it's NFL training season start. You know what we're gonna talk about on Monday? I'm gonna preview this for you guys. Double A is gonna come up soon. We're gonna talk about the fall baskets trend. Fall camp baskets. Do you know what this is?
I guess I'll find out later.
I will tell you guys what the fall camp baskets trends is, and you're going to want to punch everyone. Well, not everyone. You're gonna want to like scratch your head and go, huh? Like what? What are we doing? Preview for Monday. We're gonna talk about the fall camp baskets.
Okay. Well, hey, Autumn, I had a lot of fun, as always, on Fridays. Chad be back in the rotation, obviously, next week. We'll be at full strength again. Very excited about all of that. And I know Double A is getting his coffee ready because, at midnight, I don't know who anybody else that drinks coffee at midnight besides Double A Anthony Alford, but here he is. He's just rocking and rolling. Here's what we're going to do. I think he may have forgot his creamer somewhere. I think he's running to the gas station real quick, grabbing his creamer. But while he's doing that, and he may – oh, he didn't okay, good. Yeah, he's yelling at me down there. Yes, get your creamer, dude. Go grab it. Whatever. Yeah, we'll stall. Autumn, why don't you say peace out to the people for the week, and we'll see you Monday, and I'll try to straighten things out and get him on air. I'll figure it out.
Peace out, people. I'll see you Monday. We'll talk about fall camp baskets. We'll probably have some more Love Island news. We'll talk about just a little bit of everything. You guys know on the Daily Spiral, I say anything that's on my mind.
That's
okay?
Right. That's right.
And we'll also have an update from a certain situation because I told one of my friends today and she thought I was insane. But
wait, PNG?
Yes.
PNG. Come on, let's go. He can't do no wrong in my eyes. Unless he does you wrong, then we got a different.
No, he's done nothing wrong.
I said iffy. Look. This is like big bro. Me and Double A are like big bro moment here, even though I'm younger than you. Like this is like if he does something wrong, listen here, PNG. You've done real good so far, but don't you screw it up.
Yes.
I swear. I know people in the Bengals front office. I don't. But if I did, I'd call him and they'd trade Joe Burrow immediately. Don't do Autumn wrong.
Okay. I'm gonna tell you a quick anecdote about PNG. He fell asleep during last night's show. So I told him, I was texting him, I was like, you're gonna laugh because they gave you a nickname. And he texted me this morning. And he goes, I'm gonna read the text real quick. He's now PNG in my phone, by the way.
Good, as he should be.
He said, what did he say?
What is drum roll?
Yes, drum roll. Hold on, there's just
all right. Delayed drum roll.
So many.
Again. Try it again.
So many.
See my drumming.
Okay.
Okay.
So he said, PNG seems like the overall boys don't think I'm weird. And he said, sounds like I might be a player. I'm not a player, you guys. I don't understand. Double A, come up on the screen.
Oh, yeah, you found his creamer. Okay, good. All right, jeez almighty, this dude. I mean, I'd never seen somebody run through the creamer in 2 days, but here he is. Hey, Double A.
Hey, what's up?
I texted him. I said, just so you know, you now have a nickname. He said PNG with laugh crying emoji. He said, seems like the overall is that the boys don't think I'm weird.
No,
not at all. Not at all.
I don't have a baseball bat waiting over here on this wall if he does you wrong. I don't have any, I'm not going to get frustrated on an episode of the Daily Spiral if he does you wrong. Because he's not going to do you wrong, and everything's good. Everything's good.
Oh, also Eli, he said, and I quote, also Eli is crazy for thinking we will lose to Cleveland this year. He knows we run Ohio.
Okay, hold on. Chill out, PNG.
How can you run Ohio if you're not in Ohio?
So then I said, unfortunately, the Browns do low-key own Joey B. Don't hate me. And then he said, not without Myles Garrett. And I did not respond to that part because
PNG, you're batting 1,000. 850's all right for me though. You know what? That's still all right. Just easy, buddy. Football season's coming up. Don't. All right. Autumn, again, fantastic week as always. We appreciate you. You are the first lady of Inside Edge Network. You rock and roll, and yeah, we'll see you next week.
See you Monday, guys.
Inside Edge Network. Don't go anywhere. Midnight Run coming up after station identification.
This is Midnight Run on the Inside Edge Network. Here's your host, Anthony Alford.
And it is just a little after midnight. Welcome to Midnight Run here on the Inside Edge Network. It is great to have you along. We are on the Inside Edge Network on a Friday night. Remember to like and subscribe at Inside Edge Net across all of our social media platforms, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff, the My Face. Shout out to Bill Belichick. You know, you're on there too. Twitter, all that stuff. We got a website as well, InsideEdgeNetwork.com, and the Roku app, Inside Edge Network. You just got to search there. Shout out to my water. I don't know if you heard the pop there, but I did. It scared me. Also, shout out to my computer. It's crazy. I had a late workout tonight. Got in, got showered, everything ready to go. And of course, right before it's time for me to go on the air, my computer wants to do an update. So I'm not even that's I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, it's 11:55 and my computer's doing an update. Unreal. So luckily it was a quick one, but we were a couple minutes away from me doing the show on my phone. So we were close, but we made it. We are here. We are locked in, ready to go. And I wanted to point something out as we get started. As we get started on the show, I love Fridays. I love Fridays because sometimes there are things that you just got to get off your chest. So before we get to everything that's on the rundown, I got a couple pet peeves I want to just get off my chest here. Okay. Number one, if we're driving on the road and you're a biker and there's a sidewalk, go to the sidewalk and ride your bike. Go to the sidewalk. Don't take up half of my road, half of my lane, and your bike lane is on the sidewalk. Is where the rest of us 8, 9, 10-year-olds have to ride their bike if the sidewalk's available. Go to the sidewalk. Ride your bike. Now, I understand. I will be truthful. I will be honest. Growing up on the east side of Cleveland, I did not know there was a world outside of the metropolitan Cleveland area where there were no sidewalks. Like, it's just bike lanes and stuff, just a shoulder. I didn't really know that until I went to college. Had no idea. So that blew my mind because the first thing I said, I'm like, man, what do you do? Like, how do you ride your bike? Like, well, there's a shoulder lane. There's a bike lane. But the point is, if you're in a neighborhood where there's a sidewalk available, whether it's, the walkway with the bike or the regular sidewalk, take your ass to the sidewalk. When you're riding your bike, you already got your helmet, go to the sidewalk. You're in people's way. Driving. Stop that. You're in people's way. Number two. I know today's date, July 31st, now August 1st, and it falls on a Friday, and it's the end of the month. So I know many of you got paid today. I get that. But leading into payday, a lot of us are broke. So I get it. Kids are hustling, like you gotta sell that candy so you can raise funds for football or whatever you may have to do. Please, for the love of God, do not, if I have very limited funds in my bank account, do not deliver a sales pitch for your candy outside of the exit of Giant Eagle. Don't do it. Don't do it. I left the rest of my money inside the supermarket. And now you're going to come out. Now I'm going to walk outside and you're going to sell me on $5 Kit Kats? No, I'm good. No. And I understand the hustle. I get it. I respect it. I understand. But give me some damn space to breathe. My Lord. My legs, man. I mean, I asked somebody today. I'm at the gas station. You know you need to take out a life savings to pay for gas these days, right? I'm at the gas station. I put enough in the tank to color me dry until the next time I'm paid. And as I'm watching my money go away because, we're in war with apparently a good chunk of the world and it's never going to end. So our gas prices are going to keep skyrocketing. There's a couple kids just roaming around. I know the look, they don't even have the box of candy. They have the one has the box. One other person just has a chocolate bar. Dude, Eli, he's just holding a chocolate bar like this. It's the damn chocolate bar. Just holding it like this. Hey, excuse me. And I feel bad because they're nice. It's just, again, a pet peeve. That's all. But they're nice. Hey, excuse me, sir. Excuse me. And this is where I don't feel like I'm a good person because I immediately, when I'm irritated, I come off as an a-hole immediately. And I'm trying to work on it. I really am. But it's just like, I'm like, what's up, man? And the kid's like 10 years old. I'm trying to sell my chocolate bar. It is one chocolate bar. Do you have $6 on you? I would, but it's in my tank because we're in war with this country. So, man, government, moral of the story, government, y'all need to figure this out so I can have enough money to pay these kids so they can raise funds for their football program. And I'll overpay for Kit Kats if I have money to pay for overpriced Kit Kats. I support the community. I love to support the community. I can barely support my draws right now, the way the state of this economy. Okay, I got that off my chest. All right, we're here with you until 1 o'clock. All right, here's how I'm going to make myself feel better. Eli, play Jimmy Haslam 01.
I would say this, and we never do this, but I think the odds are for us to win 5.5 games. I'll take the over.
Okay. Courtesy of the Cleveland Browns. All right, folks. 5.5. You taking it? You agree with Jimmy Haslam? Taking the over? Hey, I got to give I'll answer that in a second. I got to give a quick shout out to Jake Volnek. He is the nighttime host at 92.3 The Fan. I was listening to him as I was running around, and he opens the show tonight on The Fan, and he's like, is it just me, but are people not like fully tapped in the Browns training camp? And I don't know why, but that question stopped me in my tracks. It really did. Not because it's a bad question. It's actually a great question. But it's, fans are finally fed. Like, truly. I think fans are beyond the fed up part, but now it's just empathy. Now it's just, all right, dog. Either you're going to make the move to Shedeur Sanders or we're going to waste time with Deshaun Watson. Folks, I got to tell, I'll answer this question right now. If Shedeur Sanders is starting, I would say 80% of the games, I'm taking the over. If Deshaun Watson starts through the first half of the season, under. The way he's looking at camp right now, he may not win a game. The way he's looking. Another interception, by the way. We talk about this, man. I all kidding aside about the pet peeve earlier in the show. You got kids out there hustling, right? You got to raise funds, for your local football program, everything like that, or band or marching band or cross country or whatever school activity you got going on. You got to raise money for. And it's the hustle. It's the respect factor. And when you're up there in terms of hustle, you're locked in, you're set, you're up to speed. When you don't consistently play high-level football for 7 years, we're talking going all the way back to 2019. And I was like, well, but he played well in 2020. He did, but they were losing. So high-level football where things mattered, the speed ain't there. That's why I think tomorrow is the first day that camp is open to the fans. It would surprise me if a fan jumped into training camp, jumped into practice, and picked off Deshaun. I can't be upset because, to be perfectly honest, it's kind of playing out the way I want it to play out. I tell, Eli and I, we have, it's the PDs of Inside Edge Network, and we run businesses and stuff. We always have discussions about business. And actually, let's have Eli come on the screen here because he can relate to this. We always talk about business. And, there are times when you want to make the move. And sometimes it's necessary to make the move right then and there. But there are other times where the move has to be made. You know what it is. Mm-hmm. But in order for it to be executed, Eli, what do I always tell you?
I mean, the moves, but first off, you just got to do it, right? But you have to have a plan. You have to be established. I always do so bad at filling the blank, but you got to be established. You got to execute. You got to cover your own ass, and you got to do the work. We got to put the work in.
And with all that layered, the number one thing on top of everything Eli just said, sometimes you got to let it play out.
Yes, that's true. You do say that quite a bit. In all different facets of things. Just let it play out. I'm bad at that. I'm going to be honest, open and honest. You got your pet peeves off. I'm bad at that. It's not a pet peeve, but an open confessional with Eli Moon. Sometimes I'm bad at it, but you are definitely good at it. Maybe you should be on the phone with Andrew Barry and Jimmy Haslam. Let some things play out.
If they paid me very well, where I didn't have to worry about gas money and things like that, I'll think about it.
Yeah,
I'll think about it.
I get it.
I've always said too, Eli. I'm like, if I was paid well to be terrible for like a few seasons, and everybody in the city of Cleveland hated my guts for a few seasons, but I'm getting paid, I'm fine.
Yeah. like
I gotta do like 2 press conferences a year.
Yeah.
All I gotta do is say, we're trust the process. We're working on it.
Yeah.
Browns fans, I believe in you. Believe in us.
Gotta watch the film. Had a bad day, had a few passes that could have went the other way, but go back and watch the film.
It could have went the other way. I think with Deshaun, you gotta let it play out. Honestly, I'm gonna be blunt here, and this kind of goes against what needs to happen in my mind. Mm-hmm. Let them start the first preseason game. Let them start.
Okay, I thought you were going to say season. That was going to be
no. Hell no. No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I'm not that crazy.
Okay.
The first preseason game. Let them start.
Yeah. Because if he's already getting picked off in practice by seemingly everybody's having their celebration on practicing what they will do in a pick six or interception in the season. Have him go out there and look like an absolute fool in preseason week 1. And that'll give you your answer. But I think, too, the other thing to keep in mind, Double A, I know, Todd Monken and the guys are saying, Shador's dad, Deion Sanders, Primetime, was there at practice, recently here this week, and, they brought up, that Monken's not going to let him be influenced and stuff. Listen, the fact that Shedeur Sanders and Deion Sanders got to have a moment in practice, Deion was there in the building, that means something. You could anybody can try to tell me, oh, it doesn't mean anything, he won't be influenced. You're telling me an NFL Hall of Famer and a current coach at Colorado, and I know people crack on Deion for, well, they haven't done what he expected to do. Look, Colorado wasn't even a discussion point. So the fact we're talking about Colorado football,
you know what Colorado football was before Coach Prime got there? Colorado was that team that you picked in NCAA football, the college football video game. Hey, that's the team that I want to turn around and build into a national powerhouse.
Right. And Deion has done a damn good job at least making them relevant to a discussion where they're at least talked about on College game day and on Saturdays. So that's a thing, and to think that he wouldn't have any influence on Todd Monken, a first-year head coach. Like, guys and girls, everybody out there listening, don't always believe everything you hear. Unless, of course, you hear it on the Inside Edge Network, then, of course, believe it. But don't believe everything you hear all the time or read. Use your own problem-solving skills. I know a lot of you. In fact, all of you out there are pretty smart. So just connect the dots here. Shedeur Sanders, he's the quarterback, one of the quarterbacks that could start for the Browns. Todd Monken's a first-year head coach. He loves Shedeur Sanders, wanted him in Baltimore. They've talked about wanting to get Deion there. Deion's there now. And that just means nothing?
Oh, that means everything. That does mean everything. But I think we're targeting the wrong person. I think Monken knows that. I think you're right. I think Todd Monken knows that. The reason why I want this thing to kind of play out, I need Jimmy Haslam to know this. I need Dee and Jimmy Haslam to see in front of their own eyes Deshaun Watson stinks.
Right.
In front of their own eyes. Because I know they're involved. I'm not saying like Jimmy Haslam's not involved with the organization. He's in the building.
Right.
But I have to imagine he's not attending every single practice. But I need him to see in person, 2 eyes, 2 ears. Your quarterback sucks.
Yeah.
He's garbage. He's horrible. And if you don't want to listen to the media, fine. If you want to even disrespect your fans, fine. But you need to see the coaches, fine. You need to see it with your own 2 eyes, and he will.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was it August 15th? That's the first preseason game.
Yeah, because, the Pro Football Hall of Fame game's on the 7th, the Cardinals and Panthers. So, we play the following week. Yeah, I agree with you, AA. I think, let Deshaun Watson fall on his face. Of course, you run the risk if he does play well in that preseason game. Now we have a whole different discussion, right? Just playing devil's advocate, we have a completely different discussion if he does play well.
Honestly, if that does happen, fine. We can have that discussion. In my mind, I'm fully convinced we're not going to have that discussion.
I'm with you. Just playing a little devil's advocate if you were,
and I get the whole point, Eli. Give us an opportunity to have that discussion, like a chance. Give me a day where, okay, and I like how Todd Monk is approaching what he's doing too. Like, hey, give, Deshaun the full day and then give Shedeur the full day and kind of alternate, not like split up. I like that. But give us an opportunity to explore the conversation of, if Deshaun is not that, not that bad, then maybe, just maybe, oh crap, what we're going to do with his next contract? I would rather have that discussion because he is playing well. He's finally playing up to somewhat of his potential than what we're doing right now. Like, this guy can't, we're reviewing the QB tiers Inside Edge Network Sunday on the main event. I'll tell you right now, I have one quarterback that's a tier 5. Garbage. Deshaun Watson.
Yeah. Yeah. It makes plenty of sense. And I think the way you're walking it through here with everybody at home, and obviously we're walking through it and making sense of it. I think, he does start preseason week 1. He'll probably fall on his face. And that's the more likely option. It's just frustrating, too, because I talked about this on Primetime yesterday. We've been talking a lot about the quarterback situation. Obviously, that's the biggest elephant in the room. But we also have to account for Denzel Boston, Casey Concepcion, Harold Fannin, Quinshon Judkins, some of these other guys, and the offensive line. because different quarterbacks, different tendencies, in terms of how they move around in the pocket. You get used to that as an offensive line. We have to have the respect, and Jimmy Haslam, Andrew Berry, Todd Monken have to have the respect for the rest of the offense to get this figured out fast. I'm not saying like next week, but pretty quickly they need to figure it out, because there is something to be said about going from one quarterback to the next all throughout training camp and preseason. Now this guy, now that guy, now that guy. Now week 1, and then week 5 we might have to change it again. It's how is Boston, how is Concepcion, how are those guys going to adapt to the offense in their first years? How is Fannin going to make that leap we're expecting if there's so much uncertainty at the quarterback room? So it is the biggest elephant in the room, but they need to answer it quickly, because it's going to affect the rest of the offense one way or the other because of how those two play. They're different quarterbacks. Like, they are two completely different quarterbacks. Like, let's just be real about it. Like, Deshaun's more of an air raid quarterback. Shador does have the deep threat, but he also was the most accurate passer the year he came out of college. I mean,
right.
So he has that ability to hit the intermediate throws, the short passes, the post routes. He has that ability. And he fits in, on a side note, so well with some of the guys that Browns drafted. That's why I just have a hard time believing Deshaun Watson has a future here come next summer. I think he's gone because they drafted, in my mind, guys that mesh better with Shador Sanders.
And that's why this question we have at the lower third about Jimmy Haslam taking the over on 5.5, the roster, if you eliminate the quarterback discussion, yes. The roster, absolutely, I would take the over. 5.5 on the roster across the board. Receiving core got better. I mean, we're seeing it now. Boston has ascended in these last couple days in camp. So, like, we're seeing it. And KC as well. Like, we're seeing it. Obviously, the offense, I mean, pads are not on yet, so you can't really thoroughly evaluate the offensive line. But they made upgrades there. You got faster guys in the offensive line. And then, look, Jared Verse is making an impact. I mean, he's making an impact. I know he ain't Miles. Fine. That's fine. But Jared Verse is making an impact for what he's doing. So the roster, 5.5. I would take the over. Sanders, I would take the over. We can have a discussion of, does over mean squeaking by with 6 or 7 wins, or we're flirting with double. That's a different discussion. But this question, yes, you're taking the over. Deshaun, no. Here's some key dates real quick I want to give to you.
Yeah.
And you just react. I just want to get your gut feeling on dates.
Okay.
I need more paper, by the way.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Okay. Do you think we will have our week 1 starting quarterback named before the first preseason game? Before?
No.
Okay. So that is before Saturday, August 15th. Will we have a starting quarterback named after the first preseason game?
No.
Okay. Now, the following week, not only do we face the Buffalo Bills, but more importantly, we have joint practices against the Buffalo Bills. Yeah. And that's the week of August 17th going into that second preseason game. After that week in that game on August 22nd, let's say August 23rd, August 24th, will we have a starting quarterback named?
After the game against the Bills.
Yes. My answer through all this is no. I already laid out what I think is going to happen. But
yeah, I'm going to say no on this one. I'm going to say no because I think, to follow your theory, I think Deshaun will start week 1. I think Shador will look promising, and they'll give him the start against Buffalo. But that'll be still up in the air. So no.
And then the final preseason game is Thursday, August 27th against New England. Actually, my theory is kind of in jeopardy, to be perfectly honest, because I thought going into the season, Watson was going to look somewhat decent.
Right. Yeah, he hasn't. He sure hasn't.
He hasn't.
I'll say this. To answer your question of when, I think they'll name him the Thursday before the week 3 preseason game. That's my answer. the Thursday before the preseason week 3 game, because you'll have a start of what
the week 3 preseason game falls on a Thursday, but you would say
okay.
like that week,
Then like
Monday or Tuesday.
Yes, exactly. And you go move a little earlier in the week, but they'll announce it a few days before the game because you'll have a look at Deshaun, probably an extended. The way Monken's running into practice, you'll have an extended Watson look week 1 of that preseason, more than likely. You'll have an extended look on Shador. You'll have a few more games, practice. You have a weekend to mull it over. And I think they'll want to go in, protect Shador, maybe get him a drive, if anything, in that game. And I think that's the game you'll see Dylan Gabriel and Taylor Green. I don't even think they'll use Watson. I think they'll tell Watson, thanks, man. You're just going to chill out, man. We'll see if we can find a team that wants a backup quarterback and take a flyer on you at this point. But we're cool. We're cool. I think before week 3, I think going into New England, Shador Sanders is the Cleveland Browns starting quarterback. And I think we're gearing up so he can get ready for week 1. Against what? Carolina week 1? Yeah, getting ready for that.
Jacksonville, I believe.
Jacksonville, my goodness. And then, I know Carolina's in there.
Carolina, I think it's week 3.
Oh, my
Yes, week 3, because Baker Mayfield and Tampa Bay is week 2.
That's right. I know you have that one circled. That's right. Jacksonville. We have so much history.
We're out of time with this segment. What you just said, I want to pin that for some point next week. If we go to that third preseason game, and not only do they name Shador the starter for the season, but you don't even put Deshaun on the field. You work out Gabriel and Green. Are you at the point, if it continues to be this bad,
I know what you're about to say. I know it.
I mean, I don't. If it's this bad, because you can't cut them. You're not going to cut them until June 1st of next year. That can't happen. But like,
crazier
I don't know
things
what you
have
do.
happened.
Like, is he inactive? Like,
the crazier things have happened. That's all I'll say. My final point is crazier things have happened, AA. Remember, the Dolphins I know they're different organizations. The Dolphins ate $99 million in dead cap space with Tua Tagovailoa to get him off their roster.
Yeah.
That's less money for Deshaun Watson right now.
Yeah,
if it means starting the future, and you have Shador, and then you have 2 young guys, I know Gabriel is whatever, but Taylor Green in there, you have completely moved on.
Yeah. I think, let's just be real about this situation. I know we're like way over. We got to like burn like 2 breaks, but this is important. Like, this is very important. I want you to stay on screen for this.
Yes.
When fans are sick and we're talking Browns fans,
right,
are like sick of tired of being sick and tired.
Mm-hmm.
It goes back again to what we talked about with Jake Volnek on the Fan earlier tonight, where it's like, last year we were tapped in, Kenny Pickett, Joe Flacco, Deshaun, and Shador, like, what was going to happen there, and we was tapped in every pass, everything.
Yeah.
You're going almost 30 years of this current Browns run of this.
Yeah.
And everybody and their mamas and their daddies and their cousins, everybody knows that this guy he can't play. He cannot play. And it's insulting that he's taking reps away from people who could be developing, who could do something. And to the point where I'm not saying Dylan Gabriel, deserves any opportunity. I'm not going to go that far, but he's a draft pick too. And you're taking opportunities away from him.
Right.
But it's because in prep, I got more on this. Let's burn our first break real quick because I want to get into the psyche of Browns fan because, like, when you see it, like, everything that I said, everything that Eli said in this hour, none of this is like groundbreaking hot takes. Right. It's not. You got a quarterback wasting time because he stinks. But how do we feel as fans? Because right now it's kind of insulting that he's out there and looking this poor. I don't know. We'll talk about that when we come back. We got other stuff too. Tony Romo, his job might legitimately be in jeopardy. We'll be back right after this.
Key On Sports is the leader in Ohio high school athletic coverage in written, print, and video streaming. From the latest news and results and written content to the high school football game of the week every Friday, Key On Sports has you covered. The vision of 15-time published author Vince McKee has become the most trusted site in Ohio high school athletic news. From podcasts to player profiles, Key On Sports is your one-stop for all of it. Visit them today at keyonsports.com or on YouTube at Key On Sports. Check out their socials on Twitter and Facebook as well.
Clean energy, bold flavors, and no jitters. See why people won't shut up about Dubby. Clean energy, no jitters or crash. Whether you're starting your workday or getting ready to exercise, Dubby Energy helps you lock in and focus. There were 15 flavors to choose from you can't miss. Order Dubby Energy right now by using the QR code on your screen and use the promo code InsideEdge10 to receive 10% off your order. Dubby Energy, your energy-focused sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Discover our collection of body mists made with clean, minimal ingredients. Handcrafted with natural essential oils and clean ingredients, they offer a natural alternative to synthetic fragrances. Perfect for sensitive skin and those seeking clean, mindful self-care, and the perfect gift for you or your special someone. Courtesy of Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers, use that promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Whether searching for a baseball autographed by your favorite World Series slugger, a signed football by an iconic Hall of Famer, or the jersey of a world-famous soccer star, you've come to the right place. Here at SportsMemorabilia.com, the web's leading source of authentic sports memorabilia, you'll find more than 500,000 authentic products from nearly every professional sports league, team, and players. Not only will you find your next prized sports possession with ease thanks to superb customer service and tremendous site experience, you'll have the satisfaction and peace of mind that every product listed comes complete with a certificate of authenticity and is fully backed by the SportsMemorabilia.com lifetime authenticity guarantee. Go to SportsMemorabilia.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. SportsMemorabilia.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Find us on InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the latest information on your favorite shows, personalities, and network partners. Plus, guess what? We have a merch shop. That's right, we have network polos, t-shirts, champion jackets, hats, and bottles. Rep the network. Every purchase supports independent sports and entertainment media. Use the QR code on your screen right now to check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's InsideEdgeNetwork.com.
Yeah, I think there's all kind of possibilities out there. So yes, but here again, we got to get through practice. I think our quarterbacks will play in the exhibition games. That's obviously Todd's call.
Yeah, I'd say
and figure out who's going to start.
Andrew and Todd have to play a big role in that.
And that was Jimmy Haslam, JW, in there as well. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Coming up on 12:40 here on this Friday night here on Midnight Run. And I just wanted to make a quick point, and then we'll move on to Tony Romo. Yeah, I think when fans feel insulted, and it's like, with our own eyes, what are we doing? You run the risk of, I know we say this, and it's like, oh, Browns fans come back. I will never forget. I think the year after I left I left 92.3. I'm at Cedar Point with my ex, and it was on a Sunday. And in the past, I would have never agreed to that. But I'm like, okay, yeah, we're already done out of it, kind of. So let's go to Cedar Point. And this was like early October of 2024. And that's when we got demolished by the Commanders. I remember we were waiting at the train station at Cedar Point. I look at the score. We're down 35-6. So I do see more of that. And when you're insulting the fans, eventually it goes from, you can't even be mad anymore. It's just people just start tuning out. Obviously, let me make one thing clear, because, we started this network back on September 5th of 2025. And I want to make this perfectly clear. And I say this not only as a talent, but as the program director of the network and as a fan. Okay. I want to make something perfectly clear. We at Inside Edge Network, the media in general, the last thing we want is for the team to not be good. That's the last thing we want. I've been in the business a long time. I've seen ratings. In my day job, I deal with ratings. Fans think, oh, you guys thrive off of bad football, bad team stuff. Do you understand when your team is not winning, the viewership is down? We could actually track our own pregame numbers when we did the Browns pregame shows last year. When the Browns were falling off, our numbers fell off. And it's true with radio, it's true with television. When your team is not good, people don't watch. People tune out. I get it. It's fun to be angry on Monday and kind of maddening. I get all that. But then what? We are fans. Honestly, we're fans more than talent and everything. If our teams win, we're happy. We're doing great business. For example, year one of this network, the Cavaliers advancing all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals. I know it didn't end well, but advancing to the Eastern Conference Finals. Do you understand how well our numbers did in April and in May? Because the Cavaliers were playing every other night. Every other night, the Cavaliers were in playoff games. We're doing pregame and postgame shows that honestly has helped our nighttime lineup, to be blunt, because every other night you got Eli, you got Chad, you got Kyle, myself, Autumn was in that mix. And we had others in that mix that were, people were watching. People want to react. None of that happens if the Cavaliers bottom out. None of it. Imagine if the Browns could top that win total and flirt with the playoffs. People will be excited about Sunday going into November and December. And people will watch not just us, but other content creators across social media and radio and in television. And the ratings show it. It really does. All right, when we come back, Tony Romo is in trouble. He's in big trouble, placed on leave. We got some reaction about that. And we closed the show with Christmas in July. Now, Eli doesn't know where I'm going with this with Christmas in July, but we're going to close the show with it coming up. I will warn you in advance. If you're under the age of 18, when we get to the Christmas in July segment, turn off the stream. This conversation is not for you. But the conversation that is for all ages is what we're going to talk about next with Tony Romo. Back after this.
Fanatics isn't just our name, it's who we are. Loyal, passionate fans dedicated to our favorite teams and to the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all leagues, teams, and players you love. We feature a wide selection of gear from every league, including the NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, and NCAA merchandise, which allows us to serve fans of football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, and, well, everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to fanatics.com by using the QR code on your screen right now to celebrate your teams. That's fanatics.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
Small business owners are superheroes, but nowadays running your business means doing so inside your shop and on social media. That's why you should make Omega Video Marketing your sidekick. With a decade of content creation experience, I create dynamic, informative, and fun videos for your specific social needs that will increase brand awareness, get you more followers, and keep your social pages and websites current and fresh. I offer flexible pricing and turn times and will work with you to understand your brand and your story. All of that comes from the heart. My award-winning expertise is just the cherry on top. So let's get connected. After all, your brand is the alpha and my expertise is the omega.
Discover our collection of handcrafted candles. That's right, every product is thoughtfully created in small batches free from harmful toxins for mindful everyday indulgence. Our candles are hand-poured in coconut soy wax with natural wood wicks, offering a long-lasting burn and rich fragrances. Create a cozy, safe ambiance for your home with candles from Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers use the promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network. Maser Moments Photography is a husband and wife wedding photography team based in Cleveland, owned and operated by Inside Edge Network's very own Ryan Maser and his wife, Hallie. For the past 10 years, they've captured more than 100 weddings across Northeast Ohio and beyond, always working together as a true two-person team. Their style centers on authentic, emotional storytelling, documenting the real moments between two people in love and creating images that feel natural, comfortable, and true to the couple. Rooted in Northern Ohio but inspired by their travels, Ryan and Hallie bring a warm, personal approach to every wedding day. Their work blends experience, consistency, and a genuine passion for helping couples relive their best day through timeless photography. Learn more at MaserMomentsPhotography.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. MaserMomentsPhotography.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
This is Midnight Run on the Inside Edge Network. Here's your host, Anthony Alford.
I got somebody texting me during the commercial break like, dude, you need to lay off on Watson. I'm like, if he stinks, I'm not laying off. I'm not. No, I'm a Browns fan. I want to win. You know, like I can't, man. You can go, it is very realistic. You go your whole life without seeing your favorite team win a championship. It's possible. You know, we know it here in Cleveland, Cavaliers, 52 years without, just period, like 52-year drought without any title. Cavaliers broke that. We're still waiting on the Cleveland Indians / Guardians. We're still waiting. By the way, trade deadline Sunday, correct? This Sunday, I believe the trade deadline. So that's Guardians got a lot of decisions to make, and obviously Eli and Chad will be on top of that coming up Monday on Inside Edge Primetime. We'll see what happens if they do much of anything, or do they stay the course? By the way, speaking of which, Chad B is back from vacation coming up on Monday. That brings a smile to all of our faces, especially Eli. All right. It is 12:50. We got to wrap this up here. Andrew Martian. He is the sports media writer for The Athletic. He has a podcast. You want to know the name of the podcast? It's called The Main Event. Already hate this guy. No, he does good work covering sports media. He had this to say earlier in the week about the Tony Romo situation.
I think it's one of the most selfish things you can do, drinking and driving. So he'll have a chance to prove his innocent until proven guilty, but that's an awful job by Tony Romo. Getting to the on-air stuff, he has not been good for a long time. CBS can act as if they think it's been okay, but they know better. I think the people there who run the place know what they're looking at, know what they're hearing. Him and Jim Nantz have not been great the last 3 big games, the biggest games they've had of the season, the Super Bowl, AFC Championship, the last couple of years. They've missed huge calls, and that's a problem. Now, we'll see what happens with this situation. But 4 years and $72 million is a lot of money, but it's a terrible look for Romo. He has not been good on the air at his job, and so it's definitely a situation that is going to be watched very closely.
All right, so there it is. Make sure you get his podcast. Again, one of his shows is called The Main Event. Unbelievable. Well, look, okay, so a couple of things, and then that was earlier in the week, of course, relating to the drunk driving accusations, that he was placed under arrest for refusing to take the breathalyzer testing, and then since that point, we've been hearing new reports. Oh, he had an open container. Now this is getting dangerous. And announced earlier today, Tony Romo placed on leave by CBS, and J.J. Watt elevated temporarily as the new number 1 analyst for CBS. He'll be working alongside Jim Nantz. Now, DUI, again, this is OWI. This is tricky for a few reasons. Number one, that's a huge contract of $72 million. Marchand actually had another article today deeming the 10-year, $180 million deal between CBS Sports and Tony Romo as the worst media contract in the history of sports TV. So if he's writing this, you may not know any better, but essentially it's the equivalent to the Deshaun Watson contract in sports media. Tony Romo, early Tony Romo. I mean, go back if you didn't know this, go back and watch the 2018 AFC Championship game. I think it was New England and Pittsburgh in that 2018 AFC Championship game. It was either New England was in it. Tom Brady was in it. It was either Pittsburgh or Kansas City. And every play, New England gets the ball. Every play, he's calling out, defenses. All right, they're going to run a flat route. They're going to do this. Okay, they're going to run the ball here in this situation. All right, Tom Brady sees quarters coverage. He's going to go down the middle, and then he's going to do this and that and that. Like, Tony Romo called Tom Brady's championship drive to get them to the Super Bowl, going into Super Bowl 53, I believe. Romo did that. Since he got the bread, he ain't doing none of that. Now, to be fair, CBS, and people don't point this out, CBS or the NFL told him, hey, tone down the predicting of plays, because if you're going into coaches' meetings, all of a sudden coaches are not going to give you that kind of intel, because you're just calling out what they're telling you in the locker room. So, you're not. But the other big thing, and this is what happens, and Autumn talked about this a little bit on Daily Spiral earlier in the week. When you're an athlete, you know the game better than we do. You know the ins and outs of the game. But at some point, the game evolves. And after 3, 4, 5, 6 years away, that's 5 or 6 years of you removed from the game. The game has evolved. Some of the players that you were facing when you were playing, they're retired too. So now you got to do legitimate homework. And he did not do that. And unfortunately, I think it was the AFC wildcard game earlier this season, earlier in the year. He's brought on. He's like, so what's the keys to victory for Jacksonville, I think they faced Buffalo in that wild card. What's the keys to victory? Jim, I think Jacksonville has a really good chance to win today. That's it. That's all we're getting. Okay. Well, folks, the key to victory for the Cleveland Browns, if they can score more points than the other team, they might be able to win the game. So you got that going. Eli and I, we talked earlier today. I don't know if Eli is going to still stand on 10 toes with the point that he made to me earlier, and I agree. I don't think Tony's getting that job back. I think J.J. Watt, I'm not saying J.J. Watt is like the second coming of John Madden, but he has the personality. He knows the game. He's tapped in a little bit more personable. Again, he has to do the homework, but he's killed it with Iron Eagle, and it's going to be very hard to look at Tony Romo, who has been declining in his analysis and quality of work, and say, let's put him back in the booth. I know Al Michaels back in 2013 had a DUI arrest in April of 2013. But Al Michaels in 2013 was still considered one of the elite play-by-play guys in the country doing Sunday Night Football at that time. It's not the case here with Tony Romo. It'll be one thing if this happened to Tom Brady. Sometimes the name matters too. Like if this happened with Tom Brady had a better second season, and it's Tom Brady. You're going to go out of your way to cover because another network could hire Tom Brady and you call it a day. Greg Olsen, as the number 2 guy at Fox, won a Sports Emmy for Best Analyst. But Tony Romo's not getting those. Again, I can get all day on the broadcasting stuff because that's I live in that field. That's that. So we'll have more on that. And then also next week, I'll give away my top 5 TV play-by-play because I was actually prepared to do a Tuesday top 5. And there was a chance I was going to fill in for Primetime. I was going to do a Tuesday top 5. I was either going to do play-by-play guys or top 5 munchies. I was going to do one or the other. All right, folks. As we close the show, Eli's going to come on the screen, and we will inform you guys that if you are under the age of 18, show's over for you. Turn off the stream, go to video games, do whatever, go to bed, or do whatever you're doing, leave the stream. We'll give everybody about, 5-10 seconds?
Yeah.
To leave the stream because we're going to have a little bit of a serious conversation here that is for adults only. Okay, this quick segment is our Christmas in July segment.
My goodness. Okay.
I've never been able to talk about this on the radio, ever, because you never know when people are tuning in and out. But here we go. When did you find out that Santa Claus was not Santa Claus? When did you find out? How did you receive the news? I will go first.
Yeah.
So I will go first. Hey, DM's got to chill for a second. I'm on the air, folks. My parents had divorced, right? And we lived in a home and in a house, and my parents divorced, and we moved with my mom to an apartment. We had to downsize, and the apartment at that time was on the 2nd and 3rd floor. It was like a townhouse situation.
Okay.
And I'm 8 years old. And I've believed because, I watched the Christmas specials and everything, and I used to stay up to 24 hours, and it was fine.
Okay.
But then it was a problem because we set up all the Christmas stuff and the tree. The apartment had a fireplace,
Yeah.
but no real fire, and we didn't have a chimney. So I looked at my mom, I looked at my brother. I was like, so how's Santa Claus going to deliver the presents?
Okay.
Anthony, it's about that time.
No, you were how old?
I was 8.
I don't know. Oh my goodness, Mama Alfred. Oh my goodness.
I was 8 years old when I found out.
Oh.
I don't know. I never looked if that's too old, if that's too young, but
I might have been too old. I was about. Tell me you're gonna laugh. I think I was like 14 or 15 years old. Double A. I was such an innocent kid. I was such an innocent kid. And the way I found out, we were sitting there in this probably like, I don't know, whatever time, before Christmas, right? But like maybe summer or fall or something. It was before the Christmas season. And, you know, I'm a freshman in high school. And I'm still got that hope in my heart. Now, my sister found out before I did because she kind of caught on, essentially.
And for the context of this story, your sister is older.
She is younger. So my sister
Younger.
would have been, if I was like 14, 15, she would have been like 12 or 13. But she was already holding it to her chest that she had known for years. Like she's holding it to her heart that, hey, like this is, I cannot. She had a pact with Mama and Papa Moon. And I'm sitting there and I'm talking. I'm like, man, you know, I can't wait, you know, this and that and Christmas. And my sister just looks at me and said those dreaded words. Bloop, 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 bloop. And I go, what? You're lying, dude. Stop. Stop. Yeah, okay, good one. She goes, Eli, don't you find it odd? And she just started poking all these that this happened and this and this. Isn't it odd that, you know, I mean, just so many different things. And I felt like my world was crumbling.
Hold on. What was she saying? Because this is kind of important. What was she saying?
She goes, isn't it weird that the handwriting is the same as, you know, people in this household? Isn't it weird that, you know, I go Black Friday shopping with Mom? Isn't it? I mean, just so many things. And I'm sitting here, my world's crumbling. And my little brother, I think at the time, was visiting a friend. So it was just me and my sister, the two kids in the house. And I go, Mom, come on, Mom. No way. No, Mom, tell her she's bullshitting. Mom, no. Like, you know, I didn't say bullshit, but come on, Mom. And my mom's like, Maddie, enough. Stop. You stop. I'm like, yeah, exactly. Because you're wrong. She goes, I'm not wrong. Ask Mom to her face right now. My mom can never tell a lie. So I look at my mom and go, Mom, is that true? She goes, Eli, we've let it live on long enough. I think it's time we let you know. I mean, I was crushed. I was like 14, 15 years old. I was crushed. I was absolutely crushed. I mean, I don't know. I was like, you know, I may have just started high school. I was crushed, Double A. I didn't know what to think at that point. That Christmas didn't feel it was so special, but like just knowing, like, and then I had to hold that secret. That's like the guilty thing too. Is like I had to hold that from my little brother. Now I have to hold it to my chest.
Yeah, because you have a younger sibling. I'm the youngest in my family, so I did not have to share that news with anybody else.
Yeah, she's like, let me tell you, both of you, right now. My mom did not play no games. If you tell Austin, we're gonna have problems. Both of you. I'm like, why me? Like, I believe, like me. This just happened to me. Oh my God.
I think once it's broken, that's it. Like, you get the harsh treatment of, oh, you believe this BS?
I was heartbroken.
It was.
I'm like, so Like, what exactly am I supposed to believe? So yeah,
that's why it's funny because then you do the math. Then you're like, how exactly is he making it through every single house in 24 hours?
Yeah.
Then you do the math. Oh, so that well, we don't do this now, but back in our day, we would get the magazines from Toys R Us, Kmart, and wherever, and we would circle what we wanted. It's like, all right, I want this, I want this game, I want this video game, I want this, I want these toys. You circle it, and then like, all right, Mom, I hope we get those.
My heart.
And then like, all right, we got to go to bed early. Did you have to go to bed early?
Oh yeah. And if Mom and Pops heard footsteps and somebody, who is that? Go back to your room right now. Go back to your room right now. Don't you? And that's like how my sister actually found out. Like for sure. Well, she walked out in the middle of the night.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was she trying to? Did you guys do the whole cookies thing, the milk?
Oh
cookies?
yeah, and the carrots for the reindeer. Oh
Uh-huh.
yeah, and the milk. I mean,
do you remember how your sister reacted? I mean, well, you didn't know at that time. She ever told you how she reacted?
She hasn't really told me how she reacted, but my sister's always been a little bit. I'll give her credit, a little bit smarter than me on some of this shit. So I mean, she just. I give her credit for letting me, rock and roll for a little bit longer because she probably found out, I'd say, at least 2 or 3 years before it got to me.
I never asked my older brother how he found out. I don't know if he found out like really, really young, or not. I think it's I think it's a very fascinating question. Like, how do you find out? Like,
yeah, I mean,
because once you put all the puzzle pieces together, and like, you could be super skinny, you ain't fit through no chimney, okay?
Yeah, and like, I mean, my goodness, dude, it broke my heart. Double A. I'm like reliving it now. Like, it broke my heart that like I'm like, well, like, but like what? Are you serious?
I know other serious things happen in your childhood that can impact you to this day, but let's not mistake. Finding that news out is one of the darkest days of anyone's childhood.
I mean, yeah.
And then we can't even talk about it because, like, oh, it's the wrong person around.
Right. And in my heart, like, dude, I couldn't take it, man. And you know what? My sister's like, look, I'm looking out for you. I can't have you go through 4 years of high school still rocking like this. I was like, the hell you couldn't. What's the... Like, I'm already the outcast in high school. Who cares? Like, who cares? So, somebody would have told you, well, I would have rather that because I don't like some of these people at school. Then you would have told me. Goodness gracious.
Hold up. Leave that lower third up for a second. I need to send this lower third to Kyle. He will be intrigued.
Hey, Kyle.
Yeah. I need to send that to him. I'm going to just put that in our daily show chat.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah, maybe we make sure we put it in the my God, I'm heartbroken again. Damn, what a way to end a week.
Well, folks, our week is over. Real Talk with Papa Moon comes your way at 5:00. Maybe after this segment, you need to check in on your mental health. So there it is.
Yeah. My goodness.
Man, I'm a terrible person sometimes.
No, I love you. You're doing it right for yourself.
Sometimes I just milk it.
Yeah, you know what else was milk? Oh, never mind. We'll just
Sunday, main event, we will reveal our quarterback tiers list for every starting quarterback and or quarterback who's in contention to start. I think we have 36 names. We will have our QB tiers list. We'll reveal it on Sunday on the main event, which comes your way Sunday at 9 o'clock or sometime after 9. Sunday night here on the InsideEdge Network. We'll have that for you. And then we're all back for our shows. And we'll see what other craziness and the W and everything everything. This has been a long week.
Yeah, sure has.
Thank you guys for your support. Enjoy your Friday night. Be safe. Have fun. Tell somebody about Jesus, but don't tell anybody about what we just talked about in the last 10 minutes.
Do not.
Good night, everybody.